Oh, let me get out and welcome folks in. I see a few folks have already in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Allie Kay. Hi, Renee. Just sitting in the bleachers with the early squad. Yay, Allie. You're usually a early bird, aren't you, in the morning? Or I see you. Hi, Renee. Welcome, Renee. Welcome, welcome. Okie dokie. Well, it's Friday night. And guess what today is? It's October 1st. And do you know what that means? Inktober. Inktober. Yeah. Hi, Sherry. Hey, Bean. Welcome, welcome. So, I'm going to do some Inktober. I'm going to go explain that in a minute here. But I want to tell you, I was sorting and cleaning again today. I am attacking all the loose little papers and bigger papers. These happen to be some of the smaller ones. And I got this great idea. This is a bag that I got at the thrift store. And what I did while I was sorting out, I'm going to pull it out here. I've already put more stuff in here. While I was sorting out, well, I'm going to pull those out because I want to work on them tonight. While I was sorting out, I have this bag of tiny stuff. So I'm going to keep this bag. I put the Crayolas in there too, just in case I'd want them. I'm going to keep this bag out by my recliner. Got some little cupcake things. And I'm going to, Susan Hiles has me stuck on clusters. And so if I'm sitting there in my recliner and just, of course, I'm always doing something. I'm reading or arting or writing or something. But if I would happen to want to work on clusters, I'm going to put some double-sided tape in there. I'll put these little cupcake things in there. These I'm going to work on. I found a tag. I think I did this, well, I did it in August of 2020. I'm not sure if this might have been one of my tag-alongs with Mary. And I found some rusty bobby pins that I rusted up. And they did rust. Look how rusty they are. So I'm going to use these on the grunge clusters, Susan Hiles grunge clusters. But I have some stuff here on the desk I want to throw in here from my desk, just scraps. And if I'm sitting out there, I'm going to put a pair of scissors in there. I got tape. I want some thread and I want some needles in there. I'll just take a needle pack. Well, if I can find a needle pack. Ah, they all fell to the back of my... Well, where did they all go to? They must be out in the other room. They're never here when you want them. I've got needle packs here, but they aren't the ones I want. Well, I'm going to put a needle pack in there. Here, I'll put these in there for now. And I want to put in some thread, but I want to put in a little deal of thread. I don't want a big ball of thread in there. And I got tape and I don't think I'll keep, I ordered that tiny attacher. Laura gave me a PayPal and said, go buy you a tiny attacher. Well, I'm going to keep that on my desk or around my desk. So when I want to work on things, I'm going to keep this out by my recliner. And this is going to be my bag when I'm sitting there in the recliner. Had to share that with you. And I did get a lot sorted out today. You should have seen it an hour and a half ago. It was horrible. It was horrible. Hi, Tanya. Aw, thank you, Allie K. Hi, Mina. Hi, Cheryl. Who else am I missing? Hi, Teresa. Hi, Rhonda. Welcome, everybody who's coming in. Mina, Renee, Allie K, Cheryl, Rhonda. Hi, Arlene has her other name. Licklitter, is that how you pronounce that? Renee, Mina, Tanya, Allie K. I'm just running down. Oh, there's Maria, or Mariana. Mariana, is that how you pronounce your name? Mariana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I also have a happy mail. When I was in Sue Hyo's first cluster video, I saw Turquoise Dreaming out there. Turquoise Dreaming has a channel, and I went to look at her Etsy shop. Let me open it. This is a purchase I made from her Etsy shop. Because, well, you know, I'm getting ready for Christmas. As if I don't have enough Christmas. But I liked what she had, so I decided to give her an order. And I don't remember what I paid for it. But let's pull it out and look at it. Turquoise Dreaming. I call her Cherie. Her name might be Sherry. It's Sheree, which I think is an awfully pretty name. I think she goes by Sherry, but I called her Cherie. So let's open this up. She bagged it up real nice. Oh, wait. She's got a tag here. She's got a thank you tag. And I'm not going to tell you what I paid for it, but let's see what she says. I'll put this in my journal. Oh, and it's her Turquoise Dreaming at Etsy.com. And she's got an Instagram, Sheree, SHEREEBBROWN, 2 B's. B must be her middle initial. So her name is Sheree, SHEREE. She might go by Sherry. B. Brown. All one word and all in small case. Turquoise Dreaming is her YouTube channel. I'm going to put this in my journal. So let's open it up. As if I don't have enough Christmas. I had to go and get more. I'll show you some of the Christmas I saved out when I was cleaning. I had all these bags, again, all over my floor. And my goal was to get them all cleaned out before my brother watched TV at 6:30. And I did pretty good. I hauled them all back in here, but they're all sorted out. I sorted them by small things, which you saw what I put in that bag, by medium things, mostly scrap papers, by medium and by the larger ones. And then I had a whole box of, I have to tell you guys, it's a sickness and there's no cure. It's a sickness and there's no cure. Rosemary Morris's caboodle kits. I got a whole box full of Rosemary Morris's journal and caboodle kits. It's a sickness and there's no cure. And you know what? It's contagious. It's contagious. And not only is it contagious to other people, it's contagious to other channels. I'm in trouble. I am in trouble. Oh, look at this. It's kitchen related, which I really like. She's got a button card. She's got some recipe cards here. Orange cream tart, macaroni loaf with Creole shrimp sauce, cheesy macaroni. And then she's got some Christmas recipe cards. and a holiday dessert book. Yay! Raisin cookie pie. My brother might like that. Lemony raisin bars, walnut pumpkin pie, French bread pudding with orange sauce. Now, I would like that. Yum. I might make that. Chocolate raspberry cheese pie, easy raisin walnut biscotti. That sounds good. What's this? Maple pumpkin cheesecake. I'm not much of a pumpkin eater. I'll eat it, but not really my favorite. Chocolate caramel walnut fudge. White chocolate mousse tarts. Oh, yummy. And then there are some kitchen items. Like this is kind of like a tablecloth type thing. More like a placemat. It's very textured. I'm not going to take it off of the ribbon. She tied it with a flannel tie here. And then there's some napkins here. So, but these are all going to go in my journal. This will go very nice with Becky's cover. Yes. And let me tell you, Becky made a journal cover for me, and I'm going to use it for my December daily. It's got some pretty reds in it. And she gave me a 3-inch spine because I asked for it, I guess. She said, how large should you make the spine, Mary? 3 inches. Okay. So I can make my journal fat. And I'm planning on doing that in December. And usually I do carved December in December, but I'm going to do carved November instead of carved December. Let's put all this back in the... Oh, did I tape it shut again, or did I open it from the other side? This will be used in December, and I want to use this stuff up. I'm making good progress with my room cleanup. I made a lot of good progress today. It doesn't look like it, but I did. I did, honest. And if you watched my part 5 video, that mess on the floor is all cleaned up. I still have boxes stacked behind me because I haven't taken them into the other room yet, and I haven't inventoried some of them. This is Inktober now, I believe. Yes, it is. This is Inktober. We're going to work on Inktober tonight. Going to work on some other things. I want to show you what I'm doing for Inktober, but... Hi, Hottie Popo. Did you hear me tell about the sickness that I got? I got sick, Popo. And it happened, I think, last night when I was in Rosemary's. Yep. It happened last night when I was in Rosemary's stream. Was that last night or the night before? It might have, I don't even remember. I got sick, Popo. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. I have oodles and oodles of caboodles. I have oodles and oodles of caboodles. It's a sickness and there's no cure. There's no cure, Popo. Oh, too much Tessel. Now that would make me really sick. That would make me really, really sick. But you know, I was thinking about her albums that Rosemary was showing, where she said that on those particular albums where the celluloid was pulling apart from the cover. Now, I'm not opposed to putting something underneath of the celluloid so it won't chip away, like E6000 or some texture paste, or even, well, it'd have to be something pretty thick that would attach. The celluloid is lifting off. It would depend on how curved the album is and how much she can press down. But I think I'm not opposed to doing something underneath so it won't chip off. I'm just opposed. Celluloid is, especially on photo albums, is no longer done. So it's kind of a collector's item. And Rosemary knows this, but I give her a hard time when she jostles it because I honestly do think that it degrades the value of it. Well, these albums, she's not thinking they're worth that much anyway, but they are worth something because she was selling them for something. And that music box one, oh, Jessel is thick. Oh, Jessel is thick. Well, I have a sickness, Popo, and there's no cure. There's no cure for Rosemary's caboodles. I have oodles of caboodles, and there's no cure for it. I just keep getting them. I was not going to buy a photo album. I was not going to buy one because, I have two, but when I saw that 11 by 9, because it goes like this, I fell in love with it. And Colorado Dreaming or Colorado Blue Skies won it. And then I'm so glad because when she wanted to trade it back in, I was second. And I'm so glad you stuck up for me because I said, I'll take it, and then you clarified that, yeah, I was the second one and I get it. But I was happy with the one I got too. I was happy with E, but Artie Dar wanted E. And so I was happy that she got that. So it all worked out really good. And that music box photo album was to die for. If I hadn't overspent my budget on oodles of caboodles, I would have bid on it. And I probably wouldn't have stopped bidding. I'm trying to center my phone here. I probably would have overspent. Let's get this. But I was disciplined enough to not bid on it. Because it went for, I think she sold that for like $250. And I've seen those type of albums. Now, I've never seen one with the music box in it. That was new to me. But I've seen larger celluloid albums in really nice conditions, sell for like $400, $500. They are highly collectible. Now, the ones that Rosemary is going to teach the class for, they have nicks and dents and, pages are falling out. And yeah, I can understand. But I can't understand Jesselina celluloid cover. Hi, Deborah Brown. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Hi, Jude. Yeah, no gesso. I'm gonna have to have a cheer for that. No gesso, no gesso, no, no, no. No gesso, no gesso. Po, po, po. Oh. It was worth it. They were all awesome albums. That one with the music box was just stunning. And I can't wait. I love the one I eventually got. It opens horizontally like this, and I think it's 11 by 9, something like that. And it opens like this, and I'm going to do the music box on that one. And I can't wait to do it. I cannot wait to do a music box one. Hi, Tanya. Oh, did you say good night? Good night, Tanya. Tanya. I just want to commend you on your studio cleanup. You are so inspiring with those clean floors. You made me get out all my bags today and start sorting. Very, very nice job, Tanya, on your studio cleanup. It's really taking shape over there. And you have all that wonderful window space. Yeah. Good night. Have a good evening. Go wash the dirt off your beads. Is it the beads? It says I have to go try to wash off the dirt. Is it the beads that you're cleaning? Tanya says, thank you, but you should see what Mom's house has done to my house. I understand. I understand perfectly, Tanya. Well, though, you're wise in keeping some of your mom's things. You're wise in doing that. So just try to find a space for them. And you know, when you reach my age, when you know, when you get older, and when you lose your parents, those things will mean more to you. Those things will mean more to you when they're not around. That's how I feel about it. So the dust and dirt is all over. Well, Tanya, it's come on over here too. On yourself, you've been moving your mom. Is she moving in with you, or is she moving to assisted living? Get some rest, Cheryl says. We are moving mom. Yeah, Tanya, your studio looks nice. You need a space, Tanya. I would not move any of your mom's stuff into your studio. Keep that space. Now, this is Mary talking. Keep that space for you so you can get away. You need you need a space for yourself. You need a Tanya cave. Oh, too late. Move it out. Move it out. Go put it in the middle of the living room floor. That's what I would do. You need a space for yourself, Tanya. Don't take it out of there. Take it out of there now. You really do need your own space. At least one space in your house where you can escape. And I have to laugh. And I don't think she'll mind. I won't give her name. I was telling about it in Becky's chat room. One of my needlework stitching friends from down in St. Louis she has a sister. Hi, Sharon Lombard. So is the wall in the dining room. It's full, and so is the wall in the dining room. Move it in the kitchen. Move it in the bathroom. Move it in the front porch or the back porch or the bedroom. But keep your studio for yourself. You need a place to escape where you can shut the door and be all Tanya. But anyway, she has a sister who's a very much of a neatnik, my needlework friend. And I would not call this person a sloppy person at all. She's clean, neat, and tidy. But when her sister comes to visit, her sister is, very much minimalist. And like she was saying how she had a throw on her chair, and I guess it wasn't draped over the side or something, and her sister was giving her some guff and said, "What is this doing here?" And I had to laugh because she said, "That's where it belongs." I thought that was so funny. I go, good comeback. It's there because it belongs there. Tanya says, I have a extra shower still. I can pile some boxes in soon. That's a good idea. Just turn off the water or keep the water off. I used to do that when I lived in the townhouse up in Sun Prairie. I had 3 bathrooms to myself. I had the main bathroom off of the master bedroom. I had a powder room downstairs off of the dining room. And then I had another bathroom, a second bathroom that kind of went between it was a 3-bedroom townhouse. And I used one of those bathrooms as a storage closet. Because all you need to do, in this case, I had a bathtub, so all you need to do is kind of put a board across the bathtub, and you have kind of like a little shelf area. So you have an extra shower, yeah. Judy's here, Cheryl's here. You'll get it sorted out. Just take it out of your studio. That's all I can say. Just my advice is to keep a space for yourself. Mary's adamant. I have tea tonight. Let's see, who am I missing? Tanya's here, Judy's here, Cheryl's here. Hi, Cheryl, if I didn't say hi. Popo peeked in. I don't know if she's lurking or just came to say hi. But I have oodles of caboodles, and it's a sickness, and there's no cure for it. We were talking about the albums and no gesso. Yeah, Cheryl said, Mary, I thought you were really sick. I am really sick. I'm caboodle sick. Mina's here. Hi, Mina. Tanya, Jude. I'm just kind of scrolling back. Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Rhonda gave a link to Turquoise Dreaming's YouTube channel. I think she is doing the crafty clusters along with Sue Hiles. And Sue Hiles art, she started another open collab. And it's a one-day only collab. And it's open. Anybody can join. You just make a video, let her know that you're going to make it. And you put it live on October 16th. And I would put it live early in the morning. I don't know if she gave a time. But let her know that you're going to upload it, that you've scheduled it. And she'll put a link to your channel. You don't have to give her the video name. I think she's only putting links to channels because I don't think she wants to go and sort out all the videos. And that's okay with me. You put a link, she's putting a link to your channel, but that one-day collab is on slow stitching. And she says, I'm learning slow stitching, you know, and she says, I'm a beginner. You can learn with me. And I think she's doing a great job. She was talking about learning all the embroidery stitches and everything. Mariana's here. Renee, Allie Kay. And I can't go up any further. Let's go down to the bottom. Hi, Mary Lou Auntie Loopy. Yeah, Becky was late getting in, and I was late getting into Becky's because I was over at Keisha's auction. I bought a few things over at Keisha's auction. I bid on some things that I wanted, but I didn't get. That happens when you're at an auction. You know, and when you got, I had a little bit of lag time this afternoon. It's Friday afternoon, October 1st. But I got, listen, I can't remember what I bid on. It's terrible. Yeah, but I was going, Keisha, show your lace. And I'm going, she'll probably show her lace while I'm streaming tonight. However, I can go look and see what she's doing right now, and nobody will know. Let's see what she's showing right now. Oh, ads. That irritates me too, because add one or two, and then you have to wait for it to end, and you're going, hurry in, video will play after ads. What is she showing? Oh, she's got a blank. Oh, she's on a break. She's on a break. Let me go back to my channel. Or maybe that was in Keisha's chat that I saw Angie. Sorry about that. Hi, Angie, anyway. Now I'm trying to get into my own chat again. It was Angie. I saw Angie over at Keisha's. Angie never heard me say hi to her. Hi, Holly. I'll say hi to Holly. I saw Angie over in Keisha's chat, and I thought that was my chat. Well, you know, I only get a little mixed up now and then. Hi, Anlar. Ann says, I missed it too. I kept looking for it also. Yeah, let's see. What, Angie, Keisha took a break, what, around 2 or 2:30? And then she broke until about, I think, 5 o'clock her time, or something like that, and came back on. And I got a few things. I was happy with what I got. I didn't spend a lot of money. Mina says, on the phone with no octopus icons, Holly, but hugs anyway. Oh, Mina says she doesn't have any octopus icons on her phone. And I heard that you had Shelley crafting mamas in your chat yesterday. I missed it. And I heard that she got a Victorian home. And I'm just drooling. I'm so happy for her. You were at your dad's, Mary Lou? Yeah. Well, I told the girls in Becky's chat that if my shuffling bags irritated them, let me know that I'd go on mute. But I was sorting out. For those of you who just came in, I got a brainstorm because I got this little bag. It looks like a camera bag. It really does, but it's upholstery kind of. It could be a luggage makeup bag, but it looks like a camera bag. I guess it's a luggage bag, a makeup bag. But what I'm going to keep it out by my recliner. And when I was sorting out all those papers, I was sorting out all the smaller things. And I'm going to work on these out at my recliner during the day when I don't have anything else to do. See, I've got a whole Ziploc bag. I sorted out all my scrap papers between small, medium, and large. And these are the small ones. And I'm going, these will make oodles and oodles of clusters. So I'm going to make clusters. I'm going to sit out there in my recliner, and I'm saving this for the grunge cluster. And I got some tape now. I got my little scissors. I'm going to put this little glue pin. In fact, I might put another one in there. Let me get one out. Let me get another glue pin out and put in there. Where are they all? I got tape. What did I smother them? Here, we'll just put a package of them in there. Now, the only thing, and I think I put some needles in there down toward the bottom. Yeah, I got some Crayolas in there. The only thing I think I'm missing now is some thread. I'm going to put some thread in there, and I'll just take the stapler out there, or go and get it. A stapler. I need a stapler. And look what else I found today. I got this. I must have got it at the Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby. It's bling, pumpkin bling. I think I made inchies, or what did I make with it? ATCs. And I think these pumpkins have the weirdest smile on them. I don't know if you can see that smile on that pumpkin. I think it's weird. But I'm going to use them up. Maybe I'll make some pumpkin clusters for Halloween. And look, I found these foxes. Now, I think I promised one to Rhonda and one to Shelley and one to Arlene. And when I first did these foxes, they all had human eyes, and I had to go back and repaint them. And now I'm much happier with the eyes. But I haven't mailed them off yet. I think this one's going to Arlene. Arlene said I was not happy with this one because it's kind of, when I cut the paper, I couldn't cut it. I couldn't cut it so that the fox, or I think this was at the bottom. He just fell off the bottom. Arlene said she'd take it, and I want to send one to Rhonda and one to Shelley. And then I think I have two that I haven't worked on yet, and I'll probably put them in my own journal. But I found those. I should start me a Happy Meal bag. Here is Christmas from 2 years ago. More Christmas. I was going to do, I dyed or painted this lace. I think I sprayed this with that raspberry, what is it? Who makes that? Mitzi sent it to me. Who makes it? Let me find it. Art Spray by Marabou Sprays. And I was going to do numbers and lace behind there on one of my journals. And that's as far as I got. So I might try to use these up. I don't even think I got numbers on all of them. See, here's what I was cutting out for numbers. And I didn't like it because they were dark. However, I found a calendar. That's not the calendar. I found another calendar. I must not have brought it out here. I have another calendar that has white numbers on it. Well, that's got white on it. Some of these have white, but most of them have dark. I want white numbers. Those have blue, brown. So anyway, I'm working with those. I have some cards to play with. I think Arlene sent me this one, I think I got this in one of her Happy Meals, and I think she sent me this. Here are some Christmas cards that came from my ex-sister-in-law. Here's some more cards. So I got Christmas coming out of my ears, but what I really wanted to show you was this. I got it at Goodwill before they got rid of all their junk. This is cross stitch, and it's real cross stitch. It's not a print, and it's an advent calendar, but it doesn't have all the little squares. But wouldn't these be cute on clusters? Wouldn't these be cute? And on the ones that don't have squares, I'm thinking about cutting and maybe stitching a little scissors in there. I'd have to take it off of it's lined and everything. Whoever did this did a nice job. But I don't really have a need for an advent calendar because I would rather have it be, look at all these hearts. I'd rather have it be clusters. And this I'm going to put in a journal. This will probably go in my holiday journal. This is cute. And it's all stitched. Very nice. So I've been kind of saving that. So I'm going to do something with it this year. I didn't buy it recently. It's been sitting here in this. But I've been putting all this stuff in a project bag. And here's some seals. Do I have anything else that I can put in there? No, I got some address labels that I wanted to save. Hold it here. My things are going to fall if I'm not careful. And this was just a magazine that, oh, I know why. I'll come back to that. So anyway, I've got a Christmas, and I've been putting things like this and this. I've been putting them in these document folders. And if I was as good and as trained as Becky was, I would make my own document folders, but these seem to work good. These are going to go, current projects are going to go in that little file cabinet. Right now I have all my document folders in a box. Nice and neat though. They are nice and neat. Let me put this in here. And this. Oh, and here's a Thanksgiving. Here's one for Thanksgiving. I guess I'll put the foxes in there too. Let's put this in here. And here's some more. And I think Arlene sent me some address labels, some Christmas labels. Somebody sent me these alphabet stickers. I think they come from Arlene. I can't be sure. Here's a tag. Pick 10 prompts. 8/18/2017. I think that came from Arlene. Could have come from Becky. I'm not sure. Here's more numbers. And I'm going to put this bottom one in there as address labels. So I kept this out because I'm going to be working on Christmas. But it's a nice to have project folders to put your current projects in. But I have oodles and noodles of caboodles. It's a sickness. And then this, I have another document folder that I'm putting my current clusters in. These are the smaller ones that I made, thinking that, oh, I just need an envelope. Well, the envelope's full now, and I'm going to keep it. I made it out of a Victoria magazine, and these are the ones, the Christmas ones that I did last Wednesday. Next week is Sue Heil's art. She's doing these. This is a hidden embellishment one. Next week is grunge clusters. And I saved out a package of rusted bobby pins for grunge. And I'll be doing some other, I might cut up an old belt, get some washers. I was watching Bootsy Sweet Tarts, and he was showing a grunge purse that he made, and he used washers on it. And I thought, oh, I can do that on my clusters. So I got a cluster document folder that I'm going to keep out close to me. Then, what's this? Is this Christmas? Oh, this isn't something else. I'll get to those another time. These are, I made these the other night. This is a bobby pin. I want to make, I've only made this one. I'm going to put a, let me grab one here. I'm going to put a photo on this one. Let me find one. I might have to cut it down a little. These look like Tim Holtz, but they're not. They're put out by STICKO. I think I got these, not sure where I got these. I was thinking I got them at, not the Frugal Crafter, but Crafting on a Budget. But they look like Tim Holtz. I'm not sure which one I want to put on. Maybe that one. I might have to find another one. But I want to put an old photo on here. This will almost take up the whole. I could fussy cut him out. I kind of like that one. Smaller. That's too big. This one's kind of cool. I'm not sure I like any of them on here. I like pretty ladies. Victorian ladies. All right. We'll see, though, on that. I was playing with clusters the other morning. Hidden bobby pin. Not cluster, hidden bobby pin embellishments. So I got them stacked up over here. So, the only other thing I have to show you is I found some June of 2021, the ways we are creative. Doodle, budgeting, painting. This was a group list. We came up with 28 ways that we're creative. Oh, no. Then what I did was we came up with several different ways. We came up with 16 ways. Oh, no. We came up with 20 ways. And then I picked 4 out of there, out of the 20. And then we went, how are we creative with sewing? Sewing was one that we picked. That was number 14. Then we did a list of ways that we're creative with sewing, ways that we are creative with collage. Do you guys remember this? This is a group list. How are we creative with Zentangle? Home decorating, ways that we're creative with home decorating. And that's the end of it. That was a pretty fun list to do. Then the other list was what kind of statues should go on the corners in downtown Fibsville. So we got famous artist statues, cat statues, gargoyle statues, a squirrel's statue, angels, extra large pencil, fairies, huge scissors, unicorn, spool and thread statue, a gnome statue. Gnome is we got a new gnome community in Fibsville. People in the town like Officer Orville, easel, gigantic book and names of founders, Flo the waitress, and the barber ghost guy, Floyd. Those are a couple lists. I was going to put those in my September journal. And I think this is just blank paper that I was saving. Oh, I'm not done. What else do I have here? These are all going in my journal. Oh, this is an inventory list. What is on your art desk tonight? This was from January 15th of this year, 21. What's on your art desk? We were doing glue booking, 3 journals, collaging on a tea box, a never daily, a diary. I'm not sure what I meant there. Second book carving, crocheting, art card for Dee Dee, fantasy garden, decorating rosettes, glue magazine. We just had all sorts of things on our art desk. That was a fun list. And I think this is a yummy page that I did. And this is an inventory list. But these are scrap papers. I keep them around if I need to scratch. So, are you guys curious about Inktober by any chance? Let me just put these lists with this and what happened to them. Oh, I put these on here. Let me get these off. We're going to work with those. These are going to go in my journal. I'll probably put them in the September journal because I really haven't started on the October one yet. I want to show you this before we start on September, or the October. Thank you, Cheryl. Hi, Aunt Beth. Hi, Deborah. Did I say hi to Deborah? Cool, Becky could not make it today, Cheryl said. Becky got a haircut. Did you put that on? I saw you put out a new Instagram, but I didn't go look at it. Did you put a picture of your new haircut, Becky? It really looks nice on her. It looks nice on you, Becky. Cheryl said, make a list. What have we seen Meri create? Uh-oh. Well, it should be make a list of what did Meri actually finish. I showed that box of caboodles to Janet, and she goes, oh, dear. And I'm going, well, really, that's a good thing. I'm not paranoid about finishing projects right away. I don't care. You know, I am kind of like Dee Dee like that. I'm somebody who can go here and go there and flip in this one. Like I have this one out right now. And this is one that I cut when we were doing those ABC. I think this is the first one I cut. Like, look, that's an A. Let's get a piece of that paper and put under it. Whatever I did with the paper. See, I did an ABC book. But here's A. And then I'll paint this. And I'll paint the back of it. I think what happened, I couldn't get clear through the alphabet with this, so I did the other book. This one is B. And I went clear to, let me see, T. No, that's I, J, K, L, M. How far did I get? V, W. It's X, Y, and Z. I'm having to do X, Y, and I got WX, and I'm thinking that I'm going to cut this one into either that or do a tip in here. And I stopped, and then I did that other alphabet journal where I painted it. But this was the first one that I tried, and it's just been sitting around here. I found it in one of my bags today. And I'll set it out here as something to, I'll probably put it back in a bag. These bracelets came from Norma. I kind of picked up, yeah, I have to tell you, I'm a Dee Dee Willingham copycat. If Dee Dee would not be wearing bracelets, Meri would not have the courage to wear them. These came from Norma Branson. These three, I think they all came from Norma. I'm not sure where. I think I got the pink one at one of Keisha's auctions. I'm not sure who made it, but I got this one at Keisha's auction. This one I think came from Sue Hill. Not Hiles, Sue Hill, Hill. I haven't seen her in here lately. And this one I got at the thrift store, and it's actually one of my favorites because it's so comfortable to wear. And it's either stretching out or my wrist is losing weight because it feels bigger on me. Maybe I'm using my hands too much and I'm losing fat in my wrist. Hi, Tim. Oh, okay. I'm glad Tim popped in. Tomorrow morning, I'll be on at 4:30, which reminds me, I've got to get off early tonight so I can get some rest so I can get up in the morning. So I'm going to only go till 10 o'clock tonight. And look at my book is, let me see what my camera is like here. Look, it's halfway down. I don't know. I adjust this a million times. Whoops. Sorry about that. Yeah, tomorrow's our video hop that was supposed to happen last Saturday, fourth Saturday, and it's all about teachers. I'll be on at a live stream tomorrow morning. Now, I will say, I pre-schedule my hop, but for some reason or another, it doesn't always work for me, and I have to start a new stream. So if you click on the link, if you click on a link to see me at 4:30 and it's not working, if it's a dead link, it's because I gave the link to everybody to put that I pre-scheduled to put in their link lists. But if I have to start a new stream, I'll have to delete the current one that's not working. So it may go dead. Just go to my channel. But it's all about teachers tomorrow because it was for September, but teachers are still teaching in October. So Tim happens to be in fact, Tim is the first up after me tonight, tomorrow morning, because he got his video in fast. And Tim, if you're listening, you said you were going to do October, but I don't have an October link yet. So just to remind you, we're going to do an October on the 4th Saturday of October. So we will be doing 2 in October, 1 tomorrow and then 1 the 4th Saturday. And I forgot what it was. Some of you are really, let me tell you, some of you just really like to work ahead. I tell you, you are probably star pupils when you were in school. I'm somebody who holds it off till the last minute. And of course, I have to say with videos, I do better with live streaming. So last minute's okay with me because I can just hop on the live stream. But some of you, man, you get your videos in way ahead. And I really do appreciate that. And then some of us just, it was my fault. I didn't get the link list done. And so we had to put it off a week. Everybody had their links in. We have 8 or 9 of us in there in the hop, which I think is a good size for a hop. Wait a minute, let me reach over here and get a towel. School was C and D's. You didn't work ahead, Tim? You worked ahead this month. You must not have had art in school. I did not get to take art in school until my senior year in high school. And then I have to say I wasn't all that good. I did a paper mache. I still have it because my mom kept it. My mom loved it. I turned a quart jar upside down and covered it with paper mache and put some little medicine bottles on it for feet. And I had a little caroler. He was holding a little song, and my mom loved it. She kept it for years and years and years and years. I still have it because, like Tanya, my mom kept everything. And I still have that silly caroler that I did my high school year in art class. And then I think I did a couple acrylic paintings. I wasn't all that. We didn't do art journaling. we did well, I don't even think we did sketchbooks. I don't know. I love my art teacher just because she let me do art. I was into art way back then, but I wouldn't say I really had formal training, especially in high school. How is Norma? I haven't seen her. She's Riri. Norma is taking a break from social media, and truthfully, she hasn't confided in me about why. I just know she's taking a break from social media. And that's okay. Every now and then we all need a break. So she says she goes out and listens to people every now and then, but she's taking. Oh, I saw your post, Tim. I think he gave me his October link. But and I don't want to know why. I just want to know that she's okay. I did message her and told her that we missed her and everything, and she responded. She just needs a break. But Norma has been awfully good to Mary, and Mary misses her. Mary misses her, but I want her to come back when she's ready. And when she'll be back when she's ready, she's just on a break. We love our Norma. Okay, let's talk about, let me get it out. Let's talk about Inktober. So I told you I'm going to do gnomes. And I got inspired by this book, although Becky might had a little bit to do with gnomes, because Becky was making gnomes there. Was that last year she was doing all those gnomes? But I found this book at the library sale, What a Buy for $1. And I've showed you guys this before. I'm not going to go all through it. But it just inspired me. And we told a little gnome story. Ruby. Her name is Ruby. I called her Rose. When I was doing my stream, I was doing a technique page and I was doing different writing, and I wrote her. I wrote Ruby up at the top, but I verbalized Rose, and then I wrote Rose down at the bottom, and I had a laugh because I was reading chat after the stream. I go back and review chat, make sure I didn't miss something important. Well, everybody was saying, her name is Ruby. Her name is Ruby. And then they decided that Ruby Rose was a pretty name, which makes sense because my other two dolls have the middle name of Rose. So she's going to be Ruby Rose. But I'm going to do my Inktober in this journal that I made, and I did put some glossy accent on here. It's still needs a little bit of repair there, but it's better. And I'm going to do my Inktober on these pages. I deckled the pages. This is watercolor, and it is, let me get a ruler. These pages are 11 by, and if I count from clear over here, by about 7 1/4, because I deckled the edges here on each side. So it probably would have been 8 1/2, but I tore off edges of the paper on both sides. So I probably tore off about 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to skip the first page because I put in one signature of 5 pages and one signature of 4 pages. And that would have made it 9 times 4. That would have made it 36 pages. Well, there's only 31 days in October. So I'm going to skip the first page for a title page maybe, and for explanation of what Inktober is. I'm going to work on this page here tonight. However, I will say, I was watching Dee Dee the other day, and she was going to do chickens, I think. But she said in her stream, she said, I'm not inspired to do chickens. Well, I have to tell you, chickens don't inspire me either. And one suggestion, I think it was Deb, said, why don't you do birds? And she said, well, yeah, You know, Dee Dee, you have to get this inspiration. Well, you know, when people give me ideas and it hits the spot, when it hits that creative spark inside of me, I go, oh, yeah, that's what I'll do. But it has to hit that creative spark. And sometimes, well, most of the time, when you guys give, ideas and everything, they're really good ideas. And most of the time, I take them. There are sometimes I want to do what I want to do, but most of the time, when you guys give me ideas, they're pretty good ideas, and I run with them. But so Dee Dee decided not to do birds or chickens. I think she ended up doing calligraphy, if I understand right. I think she did, her first word today was crystal, I believe. Yeah, we're going to do gnomes. And I'm going to, for at least for the first couple weeks, I have to tell you, I mind map. And I'm going to share my mind map with you. I'm not going to share you. I did a little bit of thinking and a little bit of reading. So I know a little bit about gnomes, but not everything. But our little gnome girl that we told the story about last week is Ruby Rose. And if you want to know the story, you have to go back and listen to last week's chat. I probably started at what? Maybe about an hour in or so. I quit doing chapters. I wish that YouTube gives certain channels automated chapters, and I wish they'd give them to me. YouTube, I want automated chapters if I can edit them. Oh dear. They come up with all these great ideas, and then they don't give it to half of the people. YouTube, I have a problem with that. I never got stories when they came out with stories. I finally got shorts. But I haven't been doing shorts. And I did get membership. I'm kind of with memberships because I'm not a teacher per se. So when you have a membership, you have to give your members some reason to pay even $1.99 a month. And that's the lowest price. So memberships to me are more for people that present projects and challenges and teaching, and you know, they're focused on providing things for their members, whereas I like to, when I provide whatever I get to provide, whatever I'm inspired, I kind of slowed down because I'm way behind in Happy Mail, but I like to do it for everybody. And you know, to me, my whole channel, if you come here, you're a member. You're a member of our group if you show up. And show up more than once, because we love to have you in here. YouTube is crazy. Yes, it is, Tim. But I am thankful for the YouTube platform because, you know, as much as I grump about them sometimes, I am thankful for them because I wouldn't get to know you guys. I wouldn't be able to stream on Friday nights and Tuesday and Thursday mornings and do all the impromptus. And well, I could go over to Facebook, but I don't think you get paid. Some people might get paid on Facebook, but I think it's more of a business thing. I don't know. I never investigated it. So I really don't know about Facebook. So ignore what I say. I'm putting this beaded thing on the more comfortable one because it's starting to, I play with these things. This one's getting kind of tight on my arm. I'm going to take it off. This is why I don't wear jewelry. I'm constantly doing this. Yeah. So Ruby Rose is her name. So I mind map Ruby Rose, and I did the ABC. I have up to I. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have nine W's. I got no, I think I have J. I have 10. I got who, what, when, where, why, how. Those are the 6 questions that Dee Dee asks when she does her mind mapping. Who, what, when, where, why, how. Well, I add what if, why not, whenever, and wonder. Wonder is my newest W is wonder. Like, oh, I wonder, you get that wonder. Never lose your sense of wonder. So who is Ruby? Who is Ruby Rose? Well, her name is Ruby Rose Lindsay Tinkerbell. And we did a list last week of names for our little gnome girl. Showed up. And I paraphrase the story for you, but I would really rather you guys go back and listen to it. Let's just say we got Ruby Rose has introduced us to the gnome community. And gnomes are friendly with humans, but they don't, we don't notice them very much. They mostly come out at night. So then I go, what is the history of the Fibsville gnomes community? That's a question. That's a what question. What is the history? What do we know about gnomes? What do we know about them in Fibsville? And who is Ruby Rose? She's a little girl gnome. She has a twin. Who is her twin? And then I got mind map him. So that's a future project we're going to do is mind map her twin. Because all gnomes, when they're born as twins, according to that book. Who are her parents and her grandparents? That's a who question. So that's another story. And when did she come into the Fibsville gnome community? When into Fibsville gnome community? Oh, she came into the Fibs. I guess she's our introduction to the Fibs. Who is she? She kind of introduced us to the Fibsville gnomes community. So now we're doing the what. I already have what do we know about gnomes and what is the history of the Fibsville gnomes community. Well, that's all fictional. What does Ruby Rose like to do? Well, we know she likes to sketch from last week. What does she like to sketch? And I put birds and insects, but plants. She likes to do a lot of urban sketching. What is in Ruby Rose's art journal? And what are Ruby Rose's other talents? What else does she like to do besides sketch? That's a what question. I'm not answering, I'm just asking. What does Ruby Rose look like? And we'll get to that later on here. What happens when Ruby Rose's parents find out she's sneaking out to do urban sketching? What's going to happen when her parents find out that she's sneaking out? And what is Ruby Rose's pet? Now, I know from this book, from this gnome book, I guess I put it back down here. This gnome book say that gnomes have mice for pets. That doesn't mean Ruby Rose has a pet mouse. Here she's feeding a little rabbit. Or that's not she, that's a little girl. This is not Ruby Rose. This is a little girl, gnome girl feeding a rabbit. But they show the pet mice in here someplace. Here's a mouse here holding the shoe up to the mother waking up. But it also shows in here where the mice sleep, someplace in here. But anyway, it says that they have pet mice. I must have missed it. There's another mouse there. It showed where they slept. Russet field mice. There's the bathroom throne. I love it. Here. I don't know if you can see this too good. But right here is their pet mice sleeping on in a little basket type thing. This is the inside of a gnome house. This book is inspiring, let me tell you. But anyway, I said, what pet does Ruby have? So what color is Ruby's hair? So I was doing what questions? Where where does Ruby Rose live? And I'm thinking, you know, describe her house and what it looks like. And we know she lives in Fibsville. Where is Ruby's secret place and why? Where does Ruby like to escape to and why? And I put a light bulb there. That's a future fib story. Then I got why. Why does Ruby like to sketch in the daytime? That's a why. How old is Ruby Rose? Well, we know that she's older than 12 years old because that book says that gnomes are still in diapers until they're 12 years old. And I don't think Ruby Rose would be sneaking out of the house to go urban sketching in diapers. I don't know if she could even get out. But I haven't given her an age yet. How is gnome paper made? She's sketching. So if she's sketching on a book, is her book paper? And how is it made? How do gnomes make their sketchbooks? And how did she get a hold of the sketchbook? Because even in that book that I just showed you, it said gnomes really don't paint. They make their own colors and paints, but they do home decor. They paint their walls and paint designs on their furniture and that. They don't paint pictures. And instead of portraits, they carve portraits of their relatives. They make carvings. How do Ruby's parents and grandparents find out about Ruby's sneak trips? And that's going back here, or what happens when her parents find out she's been sneaking out. Here's another what if question. What if we had a gallery showing of Ruby's art? What if I carved some gnome stamps? I already did a Rebels gnome stamp for Aunt Beck. She's got it now. That's not necessarily Ruby. Aunt Beck had a little rebel gnome, and I carved a stamp for her. Aunt Beck did a sketch of a little rebel gnome way back then, about a year or so ago. What if Ruby visits... what if Ruby visits and she only visits Bandit and they go out and play? Where do they go? So why not? Why not have Ruby wear one of this? Is I don't know if Aunt Beck's listening here, but why not? Why don't we dress up Ruby in one of Aunt Beck's little project girl dresses? I am so enamored by Becky's sewing skills. She did these. I'm going to take these bracelets off. They're beginning to bug me. What if we dressed up our little gnome girl? And why don't we play dress up with her sometime? Paper doll gnome girl. Not Aunt Beck. I asked Dee Dee what she was doing for her next idea, and she said, well, I did a paper doll of my mother. In fact, it's in here. Her last weekly idea was paper dolls. And I made this paper doll, and then I dressed it up to look like my mother. And, I'm surprised. This does look like my mother when she was younger, but I just drew this up from memory. Well, I did not know my mother when she was this young, but from pictures of her. And she did, even when she was later, she wore her hair in a bob like that. Only when I knew my mother, she had gray hair like I have. But I made her young here. But I do remember this polka dot dress. And I remember my mom wearing that polka dot dress in the 50s. This is very much 1950s. So I was asking Dee Dee if she had another weekly idea coming up. And she said, no, we're doing paper dolls and then we're dressing them up as in costumes the whole month of October. Well, now this is too tall. This paper doll is too tall to be a little gnome girl. But we could make a little gnome paper doll and then dress her up. We could dress her up for Halloween. We could play dress up with her, and we could make her a fairy. We could make her, whatever little girls like to wear for dress up. She could get into her grandmother's makeup kit and put lipstick on. So that's a what if question. But I had put down, what if we dress Ruby Rose, which is our little gnome girl. It's her new name. What if we dress her in one of Becky's little Dress-A-Girl project dresses with the little heart pockets? I just love them. What if Ruby is found sneaking real cream into Bandit's milk dish? Now, do cats, you guys have to answer me this because I don't know too much about cats. Do cats like real cream? I mean, we usually give them milk. Can they have real cream, or does that make them sick? But on here, I said, what if we catch Ruby sneaking cream into Bandit's dish? And so I put a story. There's a possible story there. And then I got another one with Ruby and Bandit, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that last one is. I'll have to think about it. And then I got whenever. What does it sound like whenever gnomes sing? What does it? No milk or cream. Okay. No milk? No milk? Cats can't have milk? Oh, she's going to sneak. I put cream. But I'm going to change it to milk. They can get sick. What do you feed them? Didn't we always feed our cats milk? Way back when. It's not good for them. Didn't they used to drink cow's milk? You know, whenever you're milking a cow, I used to go to our neighbors and cat food, that's processed. How about fish? Shall I change that cream to fish? Can they eat fish? Don't tell me they can't eat fish. Don't tell me no fish. Well, that's not a myth, because I know that we used to buy our milk from the neighbor lady, and they had cats, and those cats got cow milk. It probably wasn't good for them. Probably they ate barn mice. Tuna or salmon. Okay, we're going to change that because Becky says no milk, and Mina agrees with her. Let me get these pins out. Let me get one of these pins out. No, let me get I found some of these Sharpie. Oh, those are felt tips. Well, I'll use a Sharpie felt tip. I found 3 packages of those S pins, and I really like those Sharpie. These aren't them. These are just Sharpie pins, fine tip Sharpie pins. I got them at Walmart. I like them because they don't bleed through, and, you know, I don't get messy on the other side in my Society of Idea Collector book. Let me just pull one. But I'm always losing them. I'm always losing these pins. I can't keep track of them. I'm going to change milk to salmon because Becky says, no milk or cream. I'll put salmon. So she's going to sneak salmon into Bandit's dish because she doesn't like him eating processed cat food. Oh dear. So my whenevers is what does it sound whenever gnomes sing? And what do they sing? What kind of songs do they sing? Like, I've been working on the railroad all night. And what does it sound like? Whenever, what does it sound like whenever gnomes cry? You know, I went from joy to tears there in my thinking. Do the angels join in the music when gnomes sing? Does their song reach up to the heavens? Those are some things I jotted down. In my mind mapping, I was just sitting there thinking of everything I could think of without doing a lot of research. And then I got wonder. My last one was wonder. I wonder if what it would be like to go to a gnome school. Now, reading this book, I don't think they really had formal schools like what this is my journal under here. I don't think they had schools. I think the little boy gnomes were taught by their dads, and the little girl gnomes, they did homeschooling. But I'm going, what would a gnome school look like? Maybe the mom and dad couldn't teach them. Maybe they were bad mom and dads and they needed an education. So I put, what would a gnome school, I wonder what a gnome school would be like. Probably would teach home ec and shop. And then I put, I wonder what Ruby's personality is like. And I already put that she's adventurous and rebellious. She's curious and artistic. She's friendly. She's kind. And she's brave. And she's sneaky. She's sneaky and ornery. Then I put, I wonder if gnomes ever get mad. Now I know gnomes have a fear because they don't like polecats. They're afraid that the polecats are, they have a fear that a polecat is going to eventually kill them and eat them. So, and I put C book on that. And then I'm going, I wonder if gnomes ever spank their babies. You know, how do they discipline their kids? Do they spank them or do they, you know, punish them in other nonviolent ways? I'll have to research that. You know, in our day, we did something naughty. We got a spanking, not a beating. We got a spanking. Probably in today's world, it would probably be like that. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be a beating. It would be a spanking, you know, and that would be enough to discipline us. We knew we did something bad. And then I put down with the schooling, I wonder what gnomes like to study. You know, do they study gnome history? Do they study world history? Do they study to be veterinarians? Do they study medicine? You know, is there a gnome college? You know, you could really pull this into almost human existence, you know, draw enough of our own human culture and put it in a gnome world, like college and school and studies. And you know, what if they play hooky? What would a gnome sneak trip look like? Well, we already know because our little Ruby Rose did a sneak trip and went urban sketching and got in a little bit of trouble if it wouldn't have been for Bandit. And what do they like to play? Well, in that book, we know that they like to play Dragonfly. And then I put, I wonder what Ruby's favorite food, dessert, all of her favorites. And then I decided, though, that Ruby, because her name is Ruby Rose, on my paper here, I decided that Ruby's favorite flower was a rose. And so on Ruby's hat, instead of putting daisies on her hat, I'm going to put roses on her hat and her dress. Now, I did some preliminary sketches, and I guess I'll show you. I asked myself, well, I divided up the first days here, and I'm not going to read them all off to you. I'll just kind of give you a sneak peek of what I want to do for my days in Inktober, and these change. But I figured up 2 weeks of days, kind of illustrating the story that we told. And the first one, the first day, this is my sketch. And whenever like you remember when I did that little Sebastian Sebastian Spider story, I did scribble sketches. I do almost little scribble sketching, getting in my head what I want my page to look like. And so here I went out and I looked at a cricket, because what I'm going to do for the first day is Ruby Rose bribing the cricket. The cricket is the alarm of the household. You know, if somebody's coming close to the door, the cricket's kind of like the doorbell. He'll rub his legs together. But he's also an alarm. Like if Ruby Rose doesn't want that cricket to sing while she's sneaking out, she bribes him with a piece of fabric and with some paper. But then I was reading about what crickets like to eat, and they also like to eat vegetation. So I might throw in a piece of grass or something. But here I got little Ruby Rose, and I had daisies on her hat, but I'm going to change those to roses. And here I was practicing my Cricut skills, looking at a picture. And here I was deciding what she was going to wear and the color of her hat. I'm going to make it a sage green. Her vest is going to be red. She's going to have little red heart pockets like Becky's little girl project dresses. And she's going to have saddle shoes, not loafers, saddle shoes, you know, the white and black saddle shoes. And she's going to have different color socks like, what was the name of that little girl who always wore unmatched socks? She's going to have unmatched socks. Her hair is going to be a reddish brown. It's not going to be blonde. So I'm going to draw this one tonight for my Inktober for day 1. But I might backtrack when I do tomorrow's, and I won't do it online. I don't have a picture of it, but I want to put Ruby Rose where she goes to visit her grandmother and grandfather, because that's where she sneaks out of. But here she is. This is my little thumbnail fast sketch, and it's really, I call these scribble sketches because I like to get a sense of what I'm doing, especially when I'm doing a story or Inktober, because, well, to be honest with you, I scribble a lot. Brewster, yeah. Bunky Brewster, was that her name? It was Brewster. Yeah, and she wore those, now I don't think it was Peppy Longstockings, although that might have been one too. I think it was Brewster, Bunky Brewster. Jude says, no, I think gnomes study the world of nature, herbal education, safety, COVID-free. And the elder gnomes teach the art of wisdom. They never survived being stupid. I love that, Jude. Cheryl says, raw goat's milk is great for dogs and cats. Ask Google. Okay. Well, we might sneak some raw goat milk into Bandit too to see if he likes it. But I'm going to for sure give him salmon now. But I do know that our neighbor, when I was a little girl, my mom bought milk from our neighbor lady. Because I remember we went there to get milk almost every 3 days because it was cow's milk. It was good milk. I mean, you know, it was fresh milk. It wasn't store-bought milk. Now, was it pasteurized? I don't think so. But it was, I don't know. I don't remember. I know we drank it, but I don't think it was processed in the same way that milk. I don't even remember I know she separated the cream from it. And I know cream rises to the top. But I do remember going and getting milk, and I know those cats drank milk. Punky Brewster. Yeah, Punky. Thank you, Mina. P-U-N-K. Punky Brewster. That's right. Sweet little bee. Yeah, she's kind of a little rebellious girl. Well, our little Ruby Rose is kind of a Punky Brewster character in a way. The gnome version of Punky Brewster. She's a little bit ornery, smart. What did I say? She's kind but here she's bribing the Cricut, and that's what I'm going to draw tonight. And I've already got her sketched out here, so it's just a matter of taking her from there and putting her to there. Now, Dee Dee does all of her art ink drawings in black and white. I'm going to start out in black. I don't have my FW inks out yet, but I'm going to come back another day and color it with FW inks. We're not going to do the color tonight. Then, because, you know, Mary's a Dee Dee copycat. I don't know what Dee Dee, I don't remember what she did for this year, but I know on her other years, she usually puts a border type thing around her page. And I was playing with a border, and I did put some color on this one. And what I have here is rose, a real light sketch of a rose. And I just scribbled it out. This is a scribble drawing again. And some leaves, some fall leaves. And I was thinking about putting this type of a sketch on every page and doing my drawing up here and right the little story. Like I might put Ruby Rose bribes the cricket alarm to be quiet when she sneaks out to go urban sketching. I might just put some text down in here. And on every page, I might have this and put my sketch up in there. So my sketch, I don't want to cover my whole page. So it'll be like a little story. And let me tell Google and let me tell YouTube, this video's not for kids. This is not a kid's story. This is a fibsville grandma story. We're not kids. We're older than 13. This is for 13 plus. I think I not demonetized. I took them out. I took monetization off of a lot of my little Mitzi stories, because I was afraid when I was afraid YouTube would get after me because my Mitzi stories were more for kids. This one is not for kids. This is for Inktober. Teresa says she's a kid. But you're an older kid. You're not under 13, are you, Miss Spitfire? There were a lot of field mice. Yeah, field mice was mentioned in that gnome book. We like Punky Brewster. Yeah, I remember watching Punky Brewster. And Laura says, I'm sure they drank milk, but their main diet would be mice. Are there going to be no naked gnomes? If they even get halfway naked, they're going to have to put on diapers, and I'll probably make them leopard diapers. No naked ones, Anne. I hate to disappoint you, but they're going to have to be fully dressed to be in my art journal. Oh, dear. Mary has her morals. What can I say? You guys aren't going to convince me to do naked gnomes. Plus farm cats, Mina says. If they got sick from milk, would sick up outside where the humans would not notice, unlike house cats. Well, that's true too. But, if these cats were raised on cow milk, they probably, developed a taste for it where it didn't make them sick, don't you think? There are naked gnomes in your book. Yes, they are. Those are the ancestors, and I flipped by those pages real fast, Anne. They were talking about ancestors on that page. I'm not going to show it because I have my morals. If you want to see a naked gnome, you're going to have to go find the book and look on page. I don't even know what page it is. Leave it to Anne to notice. I wasn't fast enough. Oh, dear. I'm going to go look up a picture of a rose because I just did a fast sketch. I want to get a good picture of a rose here. Let me go to my browser. Oh, I don't have it out. Where did I put it? Let's go to Unsplash because unsplash.com has a lot of free photos that you can. Let me get a new page here. A lot of, I don't want to say free, royalty free that artists can sketch from or use in their art or whatever they want to do. I like Unsplash. Whoops, I goofed it. Unsplash. I got notifications. UNSP. There it is. And I'm just going to look for rose. Search Unsplash for rose. Once my keyboard comes up. ROSE. Search. I got Ross. There's no Ross pictures. Search. Oh, there's a rose right at the first. Okay, so I'm just going to, actually, I'm going to get out this one too. I'm not sure how much these pens will soak through this watercolor paper. We'll test it and see. And if it soaks through too much, I'll go back to using my thin one, my Sharpie. But I like to have different colors, and I might get out bottled ink in my other drawings, but we're going to settle for these tonight. Let's start with this one so you guys can see it. Now, on this one, I've got a rose right up in here, so I'm going to start my rose right up in there. I'm going to have some leaves coming up. I'm going to put some fall leaves in here. My little gnome girl's going to go maybe on the upper 2/3, kind of up in that corner up there in the upper right, and I'm going to leave this area for text. And I'm not going to do beautiful calligraphy like my can't call her mentor. What can I call Dee Dee? My inspiration, Dee Dee. Let's see how that's coming through. It comes through a little on the back. I don't know if I want to continue using that. Maybe every now and then I will. But let's do, because I kind of want a variety of doing my rose here. And the rose has a lot of petals in the center, so I'm just going to put a cluster of petals in there, sort of like that. And I was watching, what's his name? The guy who paints a lot of flowers. And I can't put my tongue on his name right now. I can't remember his name. It's not on the tip of my tongue. But he just, man, I'll tell you, he could probably sketch a flower and nothing flat. And roses are hard for me. For some reason, roses are hard for me. But they kind of overlap each other. And let's see, let's make one come down like this. And it's got kind of a rough border and come up kind of like that. And then this one overlaps under this way. And I'll probably put some dark lines in here. And then there's one peeking out here. And actually this one comes up a little bit more and down. And then one comes this way. And then there's one that falls down and kind of comes back up this way. And where does it end? There's another one kind of coming in there. So that's kind of a rose sketch. There's probably one coming in there, sort of like that. That's good enough. And when I say good enough, I could do better. But let's do some dark lines in here where the shadow. And like I said, I'm not going to do the ink tonight. I'm just going to get the basic sketch in here. Let's see. There's some dark under here. This is fairly light up on this, what I'm looking at. And there's some dark kind of coming around this way. Now I put a rose leaf itself. It kind of looks like this, kind of shaped like that. But on my sketch, I made these long grass blades. So I have another rose. Let's see if I can find another one here, pointing the other way. I want one that points down that way. Ooh, that's a pretty rose. Ooh, there's a half of a rose that's closed up. One red rose. They're not pointing the right way. I want one. Well, that one kind of points. Maybe if I make it a little smaller. So I have one in here that I just want to be smaller down, and it's got the inner petals you can hardly see on this picture because this is all dark in here. And then there's a petal coming this way, and then there's one that comes out and kind of like so. And this one actually comes down, and I'm losing it. Kind of open in this area here. It's dark in here. This is all dark. And then it kind of comes like so. Kind of opens up this way. And there's one coming over like so. And what happens, there's a big one that comes out, kind of makes a loop-de-doop and comes this way and kind of does a roll, and it's going to go off of the edge of the page. Now let's put some dark in here, some dark lines. And that's dark down here toward the bottom. But after I get color in here, they'll look a lot different. And this is a leaf, kind of. And let's do, well, I want to put, now I'm imagining the paint brushes. I'm just drawing them from memory. I should get out one. Let's get out a paintbrush. Like that. See, I want one coming this way, and it'll come under the rose. In fact, I could almost trace it. I won't. Let's just put it like this. And so it will come under the roses. And I'm going to try to do this same sketch on every page. So this will be consistent. Now, it may not be, I may make the roses different colors. Yeah. And I may get better at it as I go, or I may change my mind in the end. But here's the barrel, sort of, right here, in here. And this way. And I guess I want it a little bit longer. Now I'm doing kind of a sketchy sketch, but I'm going to come in with ink. Now, this paintbrush is a little bit fatter. Do I have a fatter one? What happened to my paintbrushes? Let's see if I can find a fat one. This one's a little fatter. It's fatter and flatter. So this one, I want to come out this way. And we're going to make it, on this drawing, I have the handle of the paintbrush coming under this one, or over this one. But on this drawing, I'm going to make it go under. So I'm just going to kind of sketch it down like so. And it's just a light sketch. It's not meant to be, what do I say, masterpiece art. It's me expressing this story. I'm kind of illustrating my story, and my little gnome is going to be small. After I get this, I might have to zoom in when I draw her, because I'm going to have some fall leaves up here. My page is going to be dominated. A third of this page is going to be my roses and my leaves and my paintbrush. I might change that as I go, but on this page, my little gnome girl is going to be pretty small. And I think on my sketch here, my reference drawing, I think I actually have, let me go back and look. Where's she at? No, well, the cricket's pretty big. It's a pretty big cricket. Um, Crickets are fairly big anyway, but that's an overgrown cricket. For the little gnome girl, it's probably about 2 inches tall, and that cricket should be smaller. But I wanted to draw him in detail, so I may just make him a big cricket. He might just be a big one, and we're just going to put this out here so I can kind of get a sense of what I'm doing here. A little brush there, and maybe some little curves and kind of make it 3D-ish. Oh, of course I'm off. Maybe if I come up there. Now, I don't want to put too much dark in there because I want to use colored ink on it. So on my leaves, I just imagined a leaf coming around, a blade of grass coming around this way, kind of I didn't look at anything when I did my sketches. It kind of falls this way, kind of comes around, and on this one I have my brush going over the leaf, which is okay, and then it comes, I actually have an autumn leaf in here. And then I've got another leaf. Oh, that's what this one is, coming out this way and kind of going up to a point like that. Sort of like that. And then let me type in leaves, fall leaves. Ow. I'm waiting for my tablet. Come on. Backspace, backspace, backspace. And let me put in fall, F-A-L-L. I'm on unsplash.com. I'm just getting some inspiration. L-E-A-V-E-S. Search. Oh, these are good. Got some pumpkins in there. Got a bunch of trees. Oh, here's a good one. So most of them are maple leaves on Unsplash. Here's some that aren't. So let's do a leaf coming down this way and kind of coming to I gotta make room for Ruby Rose here. So I'm going to, throughout the next 10 to 14 days, I'm going to be illustrating our little story of Ruby Rose that I've already told last week. And then I got some ideas where to take that story. I might tell another story next week. And we might have another story for I do know toward the end of October, I'm going to have her go, we could do a dress-up story. But toward the end of October, I'm going to have her go trick-or-treating. Now, let's put some more leaves in here. So this page, even though it's about Ruby Rose, I've got a lot of leaves on here in fall. But that's okay. That's how my pen is going, so I'm just going to roll with it. And I will come back in and color this with colored ink. I do like the idea. I'm just kind of sketching it tonight, getting my thoughts and ideas. I do see some maple leaves. Let's put some maple leaves in here. Ooh, there's some sunflowers. Here, let's do these oak leaves. Let's do a couple oak leaves. Kind of. Like that. And I'm just doing the outline kind of. I'll come back in, and like I said, I want to come in and color them. Put paint on them. I might do a little tonight just to get in a background, but it'll all be ink. I'm not sketching in pencil. I'm sketching in ink, and I'm getting inspiration from Unsplash and from my imagination and from our story. All right, we got an oak leaf going in here. We just got a regular kind of a tree leaf sort of in here. This is part of a leaf. This is a paintbrush and 2 roses, and I think I'll put another rose leaf in here. And maybe a maple leaf. Let me go to a maple leaf. Yeah, this is one kind of. Sort of like that, a maple leaf. I think I'm done with the leaves. Let's put, I feel like I need a line going here. And I'll come back in for that brush. And then there's another leaf coming this way. And I'll play with it more when I get the color on there. So let's do Ruby Rose. This was sort of my idea for, and I'd like to do this type of thing on every page. Now, whether I probably will not, I will probably go through and do it. And then come back in and color it and sketch it. But I probably will not make every page this large. This is the first page. So let's go back to my, I've got several pages where I've been playing here. Let's go back to my Ruby Rose here. And I don't know if I can duplicate her. I'm going to try. And I'm just going to use ink again. And I want her fairly small, and the cricket's got to get on here. So we're going to start her right about in here. We're going to do her little hat. Her little hat comes down like that. And I'm going to put roses on there. And for right now, I'm just going to put little squiggle lines for the roses. Because. So her hat is a little gnome hat. And I actually have it coming around more like that. Yeah, that's about right. And then she's got reddish brown hair that comes this way. The roses of her hat come around like that. I might have to make her hat a little bit bigger for her head. And then she's got, let me zoom in so you guys can see her just a little bit better. Let me zoom in now that I'm doing her. Yep. Oops, that might be too much for the, let me zoom out again. Let me get it situated so I feel like you guys can see the sketch that I'm doing. I'll probably have to play with my camera several times. But here she is here. This was my preliminary sketch. And I drew this all out of my imagination, but I looked at a cricket for my cricket. But I drew her out of my imagination. I didn't look at anything when I drew her. But I actually practiced her over here. And did I practice her anymore? No, this is where I practiced. See, I have to practice. And I was practicing her again until I got her face like I wanted her. So there she is. Now I'm going to try to make her smaller in here. Now let me go out to chat and see what you guys are seeing in chat. Let me see what chat looks like. Because I get my own world when I'm working on this. You love her Becky dress. Yeah, she's got a Becky dress on already. But she's got a little vest with the little crosses on it. Her vest kind of looks like this over her dress. She has a jumper. But I made the Becky heart pockets on there. And then she's going to have little roses on her dress. And maybe some lace, maybe some roses on her sleeve, and her hat. Her hat is going to have roses on it. Let me have a sip of tea. Not fast enough. Oh, are we still talking about naked gnomes? Haven't you guys gone any further? Is my chat stuck? Have you got any further than... Oh, you guys aren't chatting out there. Hopefully you're watching. We're already talked about the naked gnomes. I've already told you no naked gnomes in my journal. Oh dear. All right. So let's do her little... I always mess up when I want to do good. Let's do her little head first. And they have fairly round heads with a little bit of a chin. And she's got big eyes. Let's, pretty... The eyes on children are always big. So, and I don't want to mess up her eyes. And just kind of just carefully sketch in her eyes here. And she's got a little nose up here. And she's got a sweet little smile. And an open smile. Something like that. And she's got big puffy cheeks, kind of round cheeks. Gnomes have big, pretty cheeky. They're cheeky. Something like that. Now her hat's going to have flowers on it, so the roses will come down around her head, and then she's got some more reddish brown hair coming that way. So that's kind of like, of course I got to put her eyes in there. I just have her. So... But I don't want to darken them too much because I want to ink them up. And let's put her other eye in here. I might have goofed that one up. Something like that. And then she's got another, a little neck. She's got a sleeve here, the sleeve of her dress. I don't like this. I goofed that up a little. And let's do the flowers in here, the roses. She's Ruby Rose. My name is Ruby. My name is not Rose. I kept calling her Rose and they were yelling at me in chat. Aunt Beck said, hot dog. All the squares and stripes are cut for... Oh, Becky is taking... Oh, Becky, that is such a great idea. She is taking all the scraps that she have left over from making her little project, little dress a little girl. And she's making a memory quilt out of all the scraps. And she was cutting them all out today. And she posted that they're all cut out. Mary, they have the Unsplash app. Yeah, I know. I know. I usually go to my browser, though. I really don't care for the app. The app. I don't like the Pixabay app either. Don't ask me why. I just prefer the browser. Maybe I'm just stuck in my ways. Okay, she's got a... I'm going to put a few little roses on her sleeve here. And Pixabay, not Pixabay, PayPal. Every time I go to PayPal and I use the browser, they try to get me to use the app. And you would think if I say no 10 million times, they wouldn't keep asking. I should say, never show this to me again. I don't want the app. What do you think I'm coming to the browser for? All right, she's got a little hand here that's coming up like this. A little hand. We don't want it too fat. It's coming like this. And the thumbs on hands are always on the inside toward your body. You don't put thumbs over here where your little pinkies should be. The thumbs are always on the inside. So her thumb would be right in here. and her little hands would be over here. And she's going to be holding a piece of fabric like this on her hand, and it's going to be kind of, she's going to be bribing the cricket with fabric. Like, yummy! Look, I got some cotton linen for you, or something, some flannel. Now she's got a little vest on, a little gnome vest. And of course, her body is kind of, you know, gnomes are short and squat. I don't mean that bad, but they are. She's got a little vest that kind of comes out like that and goes down this way and then kind of curves like that. And you can see the little X's where it ties. I'm only getting 2 there. I'm going to put another one up here. And whoops, I got to put the vest in there. So, but then she's got little gnome pockets here on her dress, little gnome dress pockets. Maybe I'll put the pocket over this way a little bit more, because that'll be kind of on the front and the pocket's kind of on the side. Maybe more like that. And the pockets are inspired by Becky. So here's her little dress coming this way. And the other side of the vest comes over here, kind of just goes off to the side, and she's got another little pocket maybe coming off this way. And she's got little roses on the hem of her dress. So I'm just going to kind of put some little squiggle lines in there now. Now, see, I made this such a big drawing in there. I should have made that smaller, but you know, if you were sketching this on a computer, you could easily erase it and fix it or cut and paste. But this is the way it is here, so that's the way I'm going to leave it, because I have to get a sense of what I'm doing here. And let's see, before I put in the rest of her roses, I'm going to put some little shoes. And we want this to be saddle shoes, you know, with the black and white. Well, we want different colored socks, so I got to get her socks in there too. And the shoes will come down this way, and it'll be those saddle shoes. Let me go look at saddle shoes. And I might have to go to Google to do that. Isn't that what they're called, saddle shoes? Saddle. I don't think they're called saddle loafers. Girl saddle shoes. Yeah. So they're kind of dark in here like that. And they come around the toe. Well, let's see. They kind of come this way a little. But that's an awful big foot. We might want to keep that small in there. Alrighty. And then she'll have another one, another little foot over here with the sock. The socks are going to be different colors. I'm not going to get much patterning on here. Now, another thing I can do, like here, like if I want to draw the cricket, I can draw this cricket, look at a picture and draw it really big, maybe on here, and expand it and zoom in on it on my sketchbook before I go to another story, just to have fun with it, just to do a picture of the cricket. But right now we're just going to get her bribing the cricket, and we're just going to put little dots in here to represent little flowers or something on that, maybe some lines in there. And this is the fabric that she's using. Now her other arm, what did I have here? I put her little sketch, her little pochade. When you go urban sketching, let me go back up to my site here. When you go urban sketching, you have a pochade. She's got a little pochade where she keeps her art journal and her pens and pencils and her inks. So we're going to put that down in here. And all it is looks like almost like a little sewing basket, because she's going to fool her parents and her grandma and grandpa that she's actually carrying sewing in this pochade. But she hid pens and pencils in there so she could sketch when they weren't looking. That's what Mary would do. What do you mean, embroidery? Give me a pen and a paper. Let me draw. So it's going to have a little lid, and maybe I'll have, well, this, I have this one closed. Maybe in one of my other sketches, I'll open it up. But it's going to be little closed pochade, little, like, almost looks like a little sewing basket. And it's going to have a little clasp. Maybe we'll make a little cross clasp, or maybe a button. Maybe put a button on here, a round button, like that. And then on this side, it's going to have a heart, because they like hearts. And maybe a leaf. Maybe a leaf on this heart. And this will be a basket, so it'll have a weave to it. And let's draw. Maybe it has a wooden top here. Like that. All right. I'm happy with her so far. We got to put her other saddle loafer in here. This will all be black. And a little shoe will probably be a little more round there with a little sole and a little heel. And then the other shoe will be here, but it's kind of half hidden. A little heel, a little loafer on there like that. And we'll put a shoelace in there. Kind of lose the shoes. I could do that in more detail too. So now we're going to put little roses down here on the hem of her dress. Now this is just going to be the sketch. I'll come in and use colored ink on this. And I'm not, here I tried to get a variation between dark and light lines. I'm not going to do that on this. No. We're going to put her dress will come this way, and maybe I'll make it kind of come around like so. Like that, and give her a little hem down here. And the pockets will be red. I'll just emphasize them a little here. Cute little pockets. And her hat will be, I think her hat needs to be bigger. I think she needs a bigger hat. Something like that. That's a little better. And after I color it, all those lines will just fall in the background. And her hair is a reddish brown, so it's not blonde. Her hair is reddish brown. Her eyes will be blue. We'll make her eyes blue. I don't want to color them in too much because I don't want to. Now her other hand, let's see, let's put a little sleeve in the background here. Her other hand, what could I have it? I don't have it on here. I could have it holding a piece of paper. So let's just put it kind of like that. And remember, the thumbs are in the inside toward your body. And let's put her holding onto a piece of paper. We'll just make it a sheet of paper here. Like that. And she'll just be kind of holding on to it. Now we got to do the cricket. And then I'm going to write in here. I want to make sure that I say it right before I write it. So I think I'll say, where can I write this? I want to keep it on this page. Let's see. Get a piece of scratch paper. All right, where's all that scratch paper I had out? On the bottom of everything, I have all this scratch paper, and I stack it up. Where did I put it? I want to make sure I got my thoughts down. So, ruby rose, bribes the cricket alarm. So she can sneak out and go urban sketching. I'm going to say to be quiet, so she can sneak out. I'm going to say the word sneak out to go. And I'm going to say, I want to say urban sketching because that's what we say. I could say to go drawing, but I'm going to say urban sketching because we're going to make this in our vernacular, to go urban sketching. And that's all. Now, on here too, you'll see I have grass growing. I got a book here. I've got her art journal in the background. I might put that down in here instead of over here. Oops, you guys can't see it. I got an art journal here. I've got a pencil. I got some cookies and some water. You know, because she's going to get hungry. That could be strawberry juice or something. And then I got little flowers going on. Then, because gnomes sleep during the day, she's sneaking out at the crack of dawn because her grandma and grandpa are going to go to sleep. So I got the sun rising here. So she's sneaking out at daybreak, after her grandma and grandpa go to sleep. So let's put the cricket. Now the cricket I have to fit him on here, and he's going to be a little bit bigger than, you know, a cricket. Here she is, the cricket would probably be, well, maybe this side, maybe even smaller. You know, cricket would, for a gnome, well, a cricket is probably about an inch long in real life. But I'm going to make him a little bigger because this is a story. So I'm going to put it, he's beginning to eat this fabric, and I'm just going to sketch him off my sketch, which I can't decide whether I like this one or this one. Kind of a combination. I kind of like the eyes on this one and the legs. But this one appeals to me too. And the crickets are different than grasshoppers in that they have really long antennae. I learned that by my research. Now let's give him a big cricket eye and a friendly eye. You know, let's make it round and not scary. A friendly one, a friendly cricket. I'll give him a little sparkle in his eye there. Looks scary until I get it shaded in, but I'm going to paint it in. He's got another eye here. His head will come up this way. And then his body, the ones I was looking at, I thought crickets were kind of a gray, green, brown. But the one I was looking at had kind of a pinkish body. So I might have to go, I'm going to have to kind of shade that. It looks too scary for me. Let's kind of shade in his eye. And let's see. His head comes up that way, and he's going to have an antenna coming that way, and one coming off, way off down in here. His head's going to come this way, and his body, now this is where I might goof up on him. His body's going to come like so, and then he's going to have cricket legs. So he's got his legs, they make their sound by rubbing their legs together. They must get sore. I would think they would get sore if they rubbed them together too much. So he's got a leg there, and then he's going to have another leg coming off down in this way. And it's a big old cricket leg. Let's make it taller. I'm not sure I'm happy with him. He also has another leg here in front. And I think I like the legs on this cricket better. I think I did a better job. He's got a leg coming out, kind of coming out this way. And they're jointed. His legs are jointed. Kind of like that. Maybe up a little. And maybe like that. A little footsie toe thing. Could be a little longer. He's got another leg coming out this way on the one that I looked at. I'm going, man, he's got a lot of legs. He's got another leg over here. And then this one comes all the way down and kind of goes out this way and has the little jointed toe. And his body comes up this way. And then on his body, kind of has stripes on this cricket that I was looking at. He kind of has stripes that are colored, coming around like that, and they're shaded in, sort of like that. Oh, that's not too bad of a cricket. Now let's make him look a little bit more presentable. Shade in his eye a little bit more there. And he's gnawing away at this fabric. Oh, he's enjoying it. He's enjoying that fabric now. It must be tasty. It must have strawberry on it. Maybe she had strawberries in her cookie or something and got it. Maybe this fabric was holding her sandwich or her cookies, because he looks like he's enjoying that. It was probably wrapped around her dessert. Here, you can have the crumbs. Well, I think I'm pretty happy with him. So, and because he's an alarm, they take care of him. So he's sitting up here on a ledge. So I'm going to make a little ledge there. And I'm going to actually put a little wood in here. Little boards. They don't put him in a cage, I don't think. But he's sitting kind of like on a little shelf on that picture in the gnome book. Now, I did not look at the one in the gnome book. I drew this one off of Unsplash. So down in here is where I want to put her. I put her pochade here. This is her pochade. A pochade is an artist's toolbox. So we need an art journal. So let's put an art journal here. And I'd sure like to know what she makes her paper out of. And how does she convince her grandparents to give her a journal so that she can write down sewing patterns or keep track of home decor designs? And oops, I have to go out and sketch a grasshopper or something. So if I can design him on fabric, I know what I'm doing. So here's her little art journal here, and she's got to have some pencils. So let's give her some pencils. Actually, the story goes, if you go back and listen to it, if you didn't hear it last week, when Bandit saves her, he grabs onto her, but she loses her pencils. She grabs onto, I think she grabs onto her pochade and her journal, but she loses her pencils. And by the time she gets to the TheMeriAtelier, she doesn't have them anymore. So Mina, being the kind person that she is, breaks the lead out of her pencil, her Eversharp pencil, her mechanical pencil, and just breaks off a little piece and gives it to her, and that's like a big pencil to a little gnome. And then Janice said, oh, here, you can have some of my colored pencils. So Janice jumps in and breaks apart some colored pencils and gives to her. So we supply her pochade box again with art supplies. Mina even gives her some erasers. Now, I think she needs a pocket on here, and I'm not going to make it heart-shaped. I'm just going to make a little pocket on her vest. Maybe with a little button there. Yeah, that's what she needs. And in the back, I'm going to put some little X's here in the back. And maybe some little circles, little button circles going up the back there. Now I got roses coming on the border. I think I'm going to make her dress plain, because if I put, like on this one, I have little flowers in. Whoops. I have little flowers in here. But I don't like that. I think I just want it plain so that the heart and the roses that I put on here will pop out. I get it too much, it'll be too much. Let's see, what do I have here? This is part of the heart. This is part of her vest coming this way. And this is her dress coming this way. Oh, she's holding a piece of paper here. This is her arm. This is her arm. And she's holding on to a piece of paper. She's going to feed that to him too. So there he is. Now all we need on here, we got her journal and the erasers. Maybe we'll give her a couple cookies. She's sneaking some raisin cookies or something here out for her lunch. And maybe a little sandwich. Probably lettuce and tomato. I don't think that gnomes eat meat. So she's got a little sandwich going here. We'll make it a double bread sandwich, double decker. And then she's got to have something to drink. So here's a little bottle of juice. And we got the paint brushes here, but they don't really paint. I got pencils. These are pencils. This is a lead pencil here with the eraser. Maybe we'll give her another little eraser here. A little eraser. And we could put a little sketchy sketch in there in her book, just a little lines to represent a drawing. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now I need to do the sunshine because she sneaks out at the break of day. So this is the horizon line. Don't forget this is the antenna here. And oops, we've got another long antenna coming this way. I didn't get that in there. He's got another antenna here. And this is a leg, probably a jointed leg in here somehow. Probably have to go back in and detail that a little bit more. And we'll detail our cricket a little bit more when I color him. So in the background, I'm going to put the sun coming up right in here. It's a sunrise. Of course, it's got to have some sunbeams like that. And we'll probably put a tree. Let's see. Let's just kind of put a tree right in here. Just a little tree. Actually, the gnome would not be on the outside. The gnome would be down in the tunnel. But I'm representing that she's going to go outside. So I'm representing the tree here, even though this happens on the inside of the tunnel. And let's put some little flowers in here just to make it happy. Just to make it happy, we'll put some little flowers. Sort of. And maybe off in the distance, way off in the distance. Way, way off in the distance. Way behind the sun. We'll put some trees in here. Some horizon lines. Way, way off in here, I guess, we're going to put the town of Fibsville. And I'm just going to represent it by the shadows of buildings. And maybe just some square buildings, if I can do that. And this might be the courthouse. And maybe just some square shapes. Maybe I don't think Fibsville has a windmill, but maybe there's a farm there. Because, yeah, maybe a little windmill. And it's a town, so it's going to have several buildings. We don't want to draw the... And then there's probably more horizon behind that. The sun should actually come way up here. I'm putting the sun... I'm putting Fibsville behind the sun. How does that happen? It's magic. It's magic. You can't see it. It's magic. So that's kind of my drawing. That's what I'm doing for Inktober. Now, I don't have my inks out, so I can't color it. But I got the sketch in there. I did a preliminary here. I did a preliminary sketch. And I put Ruby Rose. She's sneaking out. Let's see. Fibsville's newest fictional character is Ruby Rose. She's a gnome. She introduces us to a new gnome community, the community of Fibsville gnomes. That's how we get to know that we have gnomes in Fibsville. And they're friendly gnomes. They like people, but they just don't. They kind of, gnomes, well, they kind of tolerate us. Let's put it this way. They don't hate us. They tolerate us as humans. But they'll communicate with humans. And if they need something, they'll trade. That's what that book says. So she'll talk to us after she gets over her initial fear of us. She talks to us in our story. You'll have to go back and listen to the story. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Now I want to write on here, right down here in the corner. I'm going to put, and I'm going to write it in my handwriting. Ruby Rose bribes the cricket alarm. And later we'll do a mind map of the cricket and how he came to be. But we're just going to call it the cricket alarm for now. To be quiet so she can sneak out to go. I think I'm going to leave out the word urban, because urban really applies. She's going to go sketching in her woodland area. And to her, it's urban, but to us, it's not urban. Let's put some more leaves in here. So I'm going to write that right down in here, and I think I'm going to write it in dark ink. And it might show through a little here, not too much. So let me bend my journal. And how is that? Ruby Rose. And I'll try to write it decent, but it'll just be my handwriting. Ruby Rose. That's her name now. Ruby Rose. And I'm going to put bribes. Hope I have enough space. The cricket alarm. To be quiet. So she can sneak, I'm going to say sneak away. Sneak away to go sketching. She gets in a little trouble when she goes sneaking out. So there's my ink drawing, and I'm going to do more to it. Let me fold up my book here. I'm going to do more to it. Let's see. Actually, let me get over here and see if I can't get some fall leaf colors out of my ink without too much of a trouble. Let's see, what do I have here? I've got a yellow. I've got red, so there will be fall there. color is this? I think that's another red. I got blue, or is that green? I got green. So I can put a few colors on there. I don't want to color her, but I might work on the leaves a little here. And what I want to do, for those of you who are watching my studio cleanup, I took the drawer shelves out of my corner over here, and I put up a shelf. And I want to put my inks over there so I can get to them better. And let's get out a piece of wax paper. Oh, do I have wax paper? I might have to open a new box. What's this? This is wax paper. And let's get a sponge out. And I'm just going to kind of lightly sponge it in. I don't want to paint because I've already drawn. And Inktober really is about drawing, but it's about ink. And I'm using ink, so I think that I'm still within bounds. I'm kind of illustrating my story that I told last week, and this is the first page. Now, next week, I may not do something like this. I may do walnut ink. We'll see. I'm looking for sponges. Let's get out a couple clean sponges. Oh, I'm going to have to get out a new package here pretty soon. This one and this one. One for the darks and one for the lights. And we're just gonna kind of that's blue, phthalo blue. This is green. This is, can't even read it. It looks red. Might be an orange color. Sometimes they fool me. And this is yellow. So I think I can do the leaves. Now I might mess up. This is an art journal. And let me zoom out just a little when I work on this so you can see the page. Oh, it's 10:02 already. It's 10:02. So I probably will end this. I want to end it because I have to get up early tomorrow. I'll probably do my color here and then I'll probably end this because I need to get up at 4 tomorrow to be on here at 4:30. I should probably shake this up a little. It hasn't. It's been sitting over on my... I haven't used these in a long while. Oh, it's pretty juicy. This is going to be for the rose, and all I'm going to do is kind of take it and just kind of ink it in here, just lightly. Just kind of give it some color, maybe a little darker in places and a little lighter in other places. Now I could look at the, because I think it was darker down in here. Darker down in here. Yeah. Underneath, and maybe a little, just a little lightness in there. Don't need it too much. Maybe we'll just, one more here. This is kind of an orange red. So my rose is not a deep red color. It's more of an orangey red. But you get the idea. Yeah. I just want to, I need more. I need more. This was a bargain to get these on sale. I wish they'd do that more often. Because I have really enjoyed them, but I can't pay $6 or $7 a bottle for ink. I'll go to the dollar store and get markers. All right. So now let's take that red that I have out and let's mix a little yellow with it. Actually, I think this is a gold copper color. It looked yellow until I shook it up. But our leaves can be gold coppery. It's hard to get it. Squeeze does not really squeeze. Come on. I like gold leaves, copper leaves. And we're going to take the other side of our sponge. And some of these leaves will be green, but these will be fall leaves. So they're going to be kind of a coppery color in here. And I'm just going to kind of just lightly blot them in. And there's another one in here. And there's a maple leaf, which is more of a red copper. I don't know if I can do that. A maple leaf going on in here. And I don't want to mess up my paint, although I can come over that with black. So if I mess up my paintbrush, and let's kind of give it a point, sort of. And some of those leaves are oak leaves, so or rose leaves, so they'll be green. There's another leaf going on down here, something like that. And let's just kind of give it a little bit of just coppery color in here, or leafy color in here, to make you think that there's more leaves going on in here. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. Now, let's put the lids back on these. And I'll come in and detail all this. I'm just getting some color on it. And let's get out this. This is blue, I think. No, this is green. This is blue. Let's see what this color is, if I can do the grass. And I'm not going to fool with this tonight. Yeah, hold on. And let's take, can I do my same sponge here? Let's do a leafy color here. And actually, I wish I could get some of that gold going on in there too. I don't know if I can. This is where, if you were an artist, I'm using ink, but if you were painting it or doing watercolor, I'm just using what I have, which is not an entire range of colors. You know, I would be handling this differently. I'm trying to mix my gold and my green to get a variation of color here. Let's do the leaf over here. Kind of make a leaf going on in here. And there's a leaf. I think I have a leaf going on in here. Let's just put some green, light green in there, thinking that, yeah, there's leaves in there. Maybe another one in here. Yeah. Bring this up this way a little if I can. I'm kind of drawing with my sponge now. Kind of just blotting in a background. I'm fairly happy with this. Now I'm going to stop here because I want a blue sky, or I hope I can get a blue sky in there. I could put some green in here because she's got a, there's a green grass behind her here. I'm just kind of putting it in lightly. And maybe over in here. And I'm just using what's on my sponge. Yeah, might get too much in there. Oh. Little grass going on in here. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'll detail her. I almost want to go in and outline her. Let me close up my ink before I spill it all. Make sure they're all on tight because I have a knack of knocking things off. I almost want to go in because I've got so much color on there now. I almost want to go in and detail her. So she's kind of a color book style, but then again, she's more of a, I want her to be an ink drawing, but I don't have a lot of shading going on. I have a lot of black lines going on, which makes you think color book. And I guess I don't mind that too much. I'd rather have it be a drawing, but for Inktober, if I was doing a painting, it would be a whole lot different, I think. But I do like the black lines. It kind of brings everything out. Like you can't even see this paintbrush is in here. Paintbrush is here. Comes down here. And another one comes this way. And I almost want to get out my markers, which are permanent ink. My markers are, and this is a marker, so I might get out my Pen Plus Gear markers and color her with my Pen Plus Gears. You know, this does not have to be an artist rendition. This can just be kind of, you know what I'm saying. Now, I'm just going to kind of fringe her dress with these roses. I'm not going to worry about too much of a detail on them. They kind of look more like lace than roses. Oh, and I've covered up her shoe already. Her shoe comes here. It makes me want to go in and draw her, like just do her and just do the grasshopper and bring it out more so you can see more of the detail. It's hard for me with the tools that I have to get very intricate detail on here. But we'll do our best. And I'm going to go to bed after I finish this because I'm not going to do her face in dark because it'll mess it up with this big pen. I'll save her face for later. And then her blouse comes this way. It's got some more roses on it. Her hand comes this way and this way, and she's holding a piece of fabric, which just kind of drapes down. Probably drapes down in there too. But her other hand comes down here, and she's holding a piece of paper. And she's got a heart here and a heart going on in here. Got some more roses coming around her hemline. Like that. And I'm leaving her face alone because I don't want to mess her up. Let's do the cricket. He's got a big old antenna there and a big old antenna there. He's got a cricket leg here in front. He's got one coming off to the side here. And he has one kind of peeking out over here. And one here. And his body comes this way. And he's got a cricket leg there. And there. Cricket leg here, which comes down. Actually, it bends down, kind of comes out that way. And then his body comes around this way, kind of. And he's got dark eyes, big eyes, and a kind of an armored head, sort of. And then he's got some black. This cricket has black stripes, the one I was looking at. I don't think they all do. But this one had black stripes, almost like a bee. But I don't think they all do. This species did. And it kind of has it like that. Sort of like that. Now let's do the pochade. It has a button here. Maybe I'll just put a like that. Comes down this way. It has a wooden handle. So this is very much color book style because of all the black lines. But I kind of like it that way because it details. It's me telling the story of her bribing the cricket so she can sneak away and go sketching. That's something Mary would do. I don't know if I'd give him my cookie or my fabric, though. He might have to settle for a sheet of painty paper. Here's her art journal. Here. And she's convinced her grandmother and her mother that she needs an art journal because she's designing home decor designs. They don't know that she's really going out urban sketching. But she's convinced them to get her an art journal because she needs to work up. And let's see, she's got a little bottle of strawberry or raspberry juice here, some cookies, raisin probably, or maybe cranberry, and she's got a little sandwich going on here. Lettuce and tomato, I think. All right. Oh, and we can't forget the sun. The sun, I'm going to make the horizon line here. Maybe this will just be sunbeams coming out here. I'm going to put the sun back a little. If I had the sun coming up here, I'm going to have to move this horizon line. Maybe we'll just make it a hill like that and put another hill in there. And a tree. Actually, there should be a lot of trees because gnomes live in the woods. A lot of trees going on here. There. And the sun's back in there, and it's going to have some sunbeams. All right. And I'm not going to do her face because I'll mess it up. So let's, as much as I hate to do that, I'm going to. And it's 10:20. About all I did tonight was open the package that I got from Cherie. I talked to you guys earlier on. I got ink all over my hands. I don't know what else I did. Showed you some of the things I was working on, I guess. And we did this. Ruby Rose bribes the cricket alarm to be quiet so she can sneak away to go sketching. So there she is. Let me see what it looks like to you guys. Yeah, I guess you can see it mostly. So let me come out and say chat, say goodbye, say goodnight to everybody. We will be back tomorrow morning. I will be back tomorrow morning with introduction to the video hop. I go live. It's just easier for me to go live than to create a video. And I will say, if you see a link on one of the video hops and it doesn't work, just come to my channel, because sometimes when I schedule the video, sometimes it doesn't work for me. Boy, I can see I'm going to have to detail that cricket a little bit more. This part isn't colored. I think I'll get my markers out and color it with markers. That's still ink. Mary made up a traditional gnome greeting to guests. By leaf and star, by stream and wind, both near and far, to friends and kin, welcome. Oh, Mina, that's beautiful. Let me write that down, Mina, and we'll put that, maybe we'll put it over here on that's beautiful. I love it, Nina. Let me write it down. Oh, I love it. This is a traditional. I just love what you guys do, how you jump in and add to the mystery of Fibsville. A gnome greeting said to guests. And here it is, by Leaf and Star. Did you make that up, Mina? Leaf and Star. By stream and wind. By stream and wind. I'm going to have to get Dee Dee to teach me calligraphy, because I'm just writing this in my own handwriting. Both near and far. I could just see this done in beautiful calligraphy. Near and far. You got a capital F there. Both near and far. Got a capital N too. Both near and far. To friends and kin. Welcome. I love it. I'm going to put Mina Parrish here. I love it, Mina. Because, oh, you love this. You like this one? This is going to be a fun story because we got more coming with this gnome. This little gnome is just the introduction. This little gnome story, this little gnome girl, Ruby Rose, she's just the introduction to the gnome community. Now just think of all the gnome characters that we can have. Yeah. Aunt Beck said, Tanya will not be streaming on Sunday as she will be helping her mom move. Boy, Tanya has her arms full, doesn't she? Was Rosemary here? And Anne is laughing at Rosemary. What did Rosemary say? Here she goes, backwards. Did I go backwards? Oh, I read the chat from the bottom up, Rosemary. Oh dear. Hi, Rosemary. Rosemary, I sure did enjoy your stream last night. I sure did. And that music box with journal is to die for. And I'm so glad you're going to teach us how to do one. All right, what else is going on here? Thank you for telling us, Aunt Beck, about Tanya. Nina says, yes, because I love your stories. The cricket is fat by the treats you left. Fat cricket. Is fed too many treats. Grandma Gnome probably wonders, how come my cricket's alarm's getting so fat? Who's feeding my cricket? All right, let's read backwards because it just Rosemary loves it when I read backwards. I read from the bottom up. The cricket eats mighty good, Cheryl says. Yeah, gets my linen. It gets the linen and the cotton and the flannel and whatever the paper's made out of. We haven't determined what gnomes make paper out of. I really think it might be flax. Didn't the Egyptians make paper from flax, from linen? Is that how we get linen paper? Papyrus? Papyrus! Is there papyrus in Fibsville? I don't know. Maybe in the Stream of Dreams it is. Or the River of Dreams. Mina says it's a River of Dreams, and I call it the Stream of Dreams, and Mina says, no, it's not a stream, it's a river. If you're going to dream, you might as well have a river. Let's see, what else? Becky said, Greg is home from work, just waiting to get Scott home. All right. He's a chubby cricket. Is he fat? Did I make him too fat? Well, he's pretty big, isn't he? But he was big in my sketch, too. He was pretty big. But, yeah. If I make him too little, you know, with the pins I have, he would just look, you wouldn't see him very well. I make him big so you can see him. You got to see him. Mary, read chat when you can. Thank you. Crafty says, hi, Kathy. Kathy D. Hi, Kathy D. Thank you, Riri. Anne says, not going to happen anytime soon. Yay, Mary. Look up, Mary. I keep telling you guys that when I art, I art. I can't art and chat at the same time. I do my art and then I come out and chat to you guys because it is, you know, I'm not that good of a chat person that I can watch what you guys are saying and watch what I'm drawing and talk at the same time. My head doesn't, I'd like to think I multitask, but I don't multitask that good. Let's see, what else there? She has to be up early in the a.m. She might look up after midnight. Probably will be midnight by the time I finish reading this. She doesn't look up a chat. Riri says it would be a kind thing to do, Rosemary. Low Rosemary. Yeah, put the hard word out on Mary. Hi, my name is Mary, and I'm addicted to caboodles. Rosemary, if you're here, I have a caboodle addiction. It's a disease, and there's no cure for it. It's a disease, caboodle. It's a disease. It's a sickness, and there's no cure. I got oodles of caboodles, Rosemary. What else does she say? She's got oodles of caboodles. She's addicted. What did Rosemary say? Rosemary says, Anne, I might have to create some sort of a subscription service just for her. That would be wonderful. Rosemary, you're not monetized. You probably don't. Or I don't know if you have to be monetized to have membership. Do you have the ability to do memberships? I don't know if you have to be. You would be a good one for memberships. I would join you if you had a membership. I joined, the only other membership I've joined on YouTube is Kathy Arbor. And I just don't, I joined her and I enjoy her, but I don't have time to go out and do it all. You know, I just don't have time. But I like to support Kathy and her art because I think she does a wonderful job. I don't think Dee Dee has membership either. Dee Dee's monetized, but she doesn't have, I think Dee Dee's monetized. She doesn't have a membership. But a subscription service just for Mary, that's not a bad idea. Is there anything else that you said? Let's see. Mary said she has oodles of caboodles. Hi, Jill. I'm reading backwards. Jill, rest well. This is true, Mary. Mary told us she's addicted to your caboodles. I keep saying it's a sickness and there's no cure for it. Man, I wish I could sketch like Mary. I can't teach this old dog new tricks. Well, here's the thing, Jude. This, I have to tell you, Jude. I have to tell you guys, too. What did I do with it? When I do my sketches and when I do something, and I did that with Sebastian, too, I mind map. I get all my thoughts down. Now, you just saw the one I did tonight. But I've got more in here. I'm not going to show them to you all. I'll give you a sneak peek. I got this much of sketches for the next days coming up. And they're scribble sketches. This is a scribble. Now, this is a little bit more refined because I was refining my thoughts. And this one, I looked at a reference photo. But look at this. Look at her scary eyes. You know, and I got so mad I X'd it out. Here I was scribbling. Here I'm going, what kind of a dress? And here I was trying to figure out how her shoes go. When I sketch a lot, unless I'm looking at a reference photo, unless, you know, when I'm trying to get my thoughts down of, you know, where's the sun going to be? Look at how big this cricket is. Look how big this cricket is. It's a huge cricket. If we had crickets that big in relation to a 2-inch gnome, I'd run. The crickets grow big in Fibsville. But I made it big so that you could see it. If I made it tiny, if I only made it this big, well, you couldn't see the big antenna and you couldn't see the legs that sing and, you know, so, and look, all of this, I scribbled in the pochade and I scribbled in a sketch. You have to kind of have an idea, but even sometimes my sketches aren't not this developed. Sometimes they're just stick figures. Do I have anything in here that's a stick figure? See if I can. Well, this I was sketching out on the front porch. I don't know if I have anything in here that's just scribbles. Sometimes I scribble. Now, see, and I looked at a photo when I did this, but if you would go back and look at that photo, he doesn't look anything like the dog that I was drawing from. He's a dog. He's a dog, but he's not the dog that I was drawing from. But he's Sherlock, you know. I'm happy with him. I don't think I have any other sketchy. I do on my other pages, but I don't want to show you my other pages yet. But if you want to draw, and if you need to get your thoughts down, let's say you just want to draw. Well, tomorrow is our theme of. We'll talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow is teachers. Let's just say we've got a teacher in front of a classroom, and the students maybe are sitting in a semicircle, and so here I'm verbalizing. Did you hear what I said? I've got a blackboard. I've got a teacher standing in front of the blackboard. She could be seated in a chair. There's little green chairs here in a semicircle, and there's kids sitting in the chair. So I'm verbalizing all of this before I even put a mark on my page. Terry, what's his last name? Terry, he's an illustrator. Will Terry, I think is his name. He says, when you draw, because he does a lot of children's illustrations, of course, he develops them and does computer animated art, and he sells his drawings, you know, I just play. But one of the things he says that I'm trying to do when I do a picture, he says, when you draw like a room, try to imagine at least 10 to 50 objects in that room. So I have a blackboard, I have a teacher, I have 6 chairs, I'll have 6 kids, so there's 12, 13, 14. The blackboard is 15. There's chalk on the blackboard, there's 16. There's maybe ABCs up here, you know how the room A, B, B, you know, B, B, C, C up there when in a primary school room up at the top, D, D. Here's a blackboard. See how I'm scribbling this out? I'm not trying to do a beautiful drawing. I just put some lines on a page. My teacher, she's going to be facing the kids, so I'll just put a head there. Let's just draw a head. Well, I know she's seated in a chair. Whoops, she needs a neck. And she has a torso. And let's just say she has a dress on. She's probably a see how I scratched her in there? Yeah, it's just motion sketches. Scribble, I call them scribble sketches. And maybe let's give her bangs. Let's give her a bob. And she's going to be reading out of a book. So I'm going to put a book in her lap. So here's I'm scribble sketching. And then you go in and you refine it. So she's seated here. She's got a book in her lap. Oh, she's got to have some legs. Maybe her dress will come down over her knees because she's a prim and proper lady, you know. And oh, the kids. We got to have heads for the kids. Now they're going to be a little bit bigger. The kids are going to be a little bit bigger because the teacher's behind them. And even though they're little kids, they're going to be bigger, and they're going to be seated in these little chairs here, you know. And well, we got 2 going on here. And maybe this one little kid has to come over and look at the pictures. Maybe there's a picture in here. So I'm just drawing this head and a little one. And he's probably not the right size yet. See how I'm scribbling him in? And he's coming in here and looking at the book. And over here, maybe there's a stick figure of a dog on this blackboard. And maybe that dog is chasing a cat. Here's the cat. The cat's running away. And maybe there's a story. Maybe they're telling a story here on the blackboard. Or maybe somebody had to come up and write, I will not throw spitballs. I will not, you know, and just keep repeating that all the way down. I will not throw spitballs at my teacher. And, oh, there has to be a teacher desk here with an apple on it. And maybe a vase with some flowers in it. So see how you can right now, oh, I've only got 2 kids and they're not fully in their chair yet. You know, the chair has to have legs and they got to have little bottoms here. Their little bottoms will come out seated on the chair. And you see how I'm scribbling that in? So I scribble sketch it. Oh, here's some more. They're sitting in a semicircle. So here's another chair, maybe seated here. I've only got 3 out of 6. There's another one over here. This little kid got out of his chair, so there's an empty chair. Maybe it's tipped over. Maybe he was so excited to see the pictures that he tipped his chair over here. So the chair is kind of laying on the floor. And let's see, this kid is sitting here. And he's got to be looking up at the teacher, not sleeping. Although he could be sleeping. Maybe his head is bent down. And he's sitting on his chair here. See how I'm scribbling it? Just getting an idea of the composition. What else is in a classroom? Well, there's probably a bookshelf going on here. You know, some books. Kids have to have books to read, of course. And maybe over here is some desks. You know, they have to be seated at a desk. So here's a little desk with a chair, an empty chair, maybe. And on that desk might be some papers and a pencil. So how do I have? I got a chair, a kid. There's 2, 4, 6, 8. The book is 9. Teacher is 10. The teacher seated in a chair is 11. Here's this kid is 12. 13, 14, 15. The blackboard is 16. The letter's 17. I will not throw spitballs is 18. I still have about, what, 15 more items? 15, 12 more items to go. So I might need a wood floor, maybe some more desks. Maybe under this desk there's some books under here. And maybe there's a wadded up piece of paper. Maybe this was a note that they, oh, maybe there's a note here on the floor that says, to Sally, or Sally look. And well, this desk has to have legs. I have to think what else is, there's got to be, oh, the desk, the teacher's desk is up here. And she's got to have a chair. There has to be a door to this classroom. So over here, there's a door coming in. And maybe inside of the door, maybe the principal is starting to come in here. And I'm just going to draw him coming in. Maybe he's sitting over here in the corner and his arms are crossed. He's making sure that this teacher is reading the right story to the kids or something, or not telling them untruths. So here's the principal over in here. I don't know. I'm probably not at 30 yet. But can you see how just by scribbling, and verbalize as you scribble. Don't worry about it being in perspective, because you can go in and look at a reference photo of a lady and say, okay, this lady, and look at the reference photo of a lady. Maybe you're looking at the reference photo and you want to look at her bob here. And let's just say I'm looking at a reference photo now, and she's looking down because she's reading. And so she's kind of looking down, and she's got an open mouth because she's reading. And let's just say she has bangs. She's a younger teacher. And she's got to have a neck. And I said she had a dress on because she was a conservative teacher. And so can you see how you sketch it in first, and then you can go back in and you can look at reference photos, you know, go to Unsplash or Pixabay or any place out there where you can get pictures of kids, pictures of little green chairs. There might be a science project going on here, maybe of a volcano, you know, and it could be smoking. Maybe this is a science project going on over here. Maybe there's some art hanging on the walls. We didn't put any art on the walls. Let's put some fall leaves on the walls, on the blackboards maybe. So there's art. Maybe we'll put a picture of George Washington up here. Or maybe a map and a globe. We need a globe. Let's put the globe in here, a round circle with a, you know, on a stand. Kid, got to have a globe in a classroom. So, and there you go. You got me drawing. I was going to go to bed at 10. Let's see, what else is going on here in chat? Deb was here. Which Deb was it? Which Deb was in here that they said goodbye to? Deb Farrell was here. Deb Farrell was here. She's waving and saying hi from Mexico. Deb Farrell's in Mexico. Giving thumbs up. Good night, everyone. We'll catch you the next time. Rosemary says, thank you, Jill. Mina says, yes, Anne, it's far more durable than wood pulp paper, too. Oh, we're going to find out what the books are made out of. Here's where Rosemary came in. Cheryl says, Lordy, I would freak out. Ann Lar says, isn't there something called rag paper? I think there is. Rag pulp paper. Riri says, I love how Mary's eye is on the prize and never gets riled by the mire. Ha ha, you don't know. I had to journal this morning some of my getting mired. Sometimes I journal. I have this little journal that I made out of greeting cards and old stationery, and I've been writing down things. I'm normally not somebody who writes out all my negative thoughts, but I really had to write them out today and sort through what was bothering me. And once I got it down on paper, I go, wow, Mary, you need to be more positive. And just getting it on paper, it helped me focus less on the negative and more on the positive. So I do get down into the mire sometimes. Let's see. To me, Mina, they stopped calling when I walk on the path near them. Clever wee things. What, crickets? Cheryl said, I had a cricket try to jump in my mouth once at camp. Oh, no. Oh, yuck. Anne says she always thinks of Jimmy Cricket. I know crickets chirp. Some folks drive some folks crazy. Yeah, some folks can't stand that constant cricket sound, chirping. All right, I'm not going to go any further up. I'm going to come down to the bottom. Mina says, put a box of crayons. Oh, yes, a box of Crayolas. Absolutely. See, you guys, let's see. It goes like this, and let's just put some Crayolas on it. Gotta have crayons. Let's see, we'll have them peeking out. The lid will be halfway open, and they'll be peeking out here. Well, if they were peeking out, this would be colored, and there would be crayons. See, now I'm scribbling again because I have to make that box open. So the lid would have to actually come up at a slant like that, and then the crayons would come up like this. So we'll have a box of crayons here. And I'll write crayons on here, even though I kind of scribbled it out. And we could put a Crayola here, just put a round oval there, and paper there, and paper there, and it has a little point like that, sort of. Yeah, gotta have crayons. Let's do another one. Yeah, crayons, absolutely, Mina. And of course, if you have crayons, you have to have a picture of a tree, maybe. A kid's picture of a tree. And maybe even a stick figure here. And a stick figure dog running. There. And that's on a piece of paper. Maybe a crayon book like that. And the desk comes out this way and this way. And they usually have little legs that come down. unless it's an old-fashioned desk. Oh. Yeah, there's a video hop in the morning. I got to get to bed too. People breed horses. Maybe gnomes breed thoroughbred crickets. Thoroughbred crickets. See, Mina, you just get me going here. Thoroughbred. That might be a story. That might be a story. We might have one of the little gnomes riding on that cricket. Maybe we'll have cricket races or cricket symphonies. I'll put riding on maybe a rodeo. Riding on a rodeo cricket as it's jumping. Rodeo cricket or cricket symphonies. Cricket symphony. You guys, you just come up with the neatest ideas. There's Pink Girly. She says, I need to start looking at a calendar. I forgot it was Friday. Hi, Lori Pink Girly. Good to see you in here. Cheryl says, Rosemary, I hope sometime you have a beginner caboodle. Oh, Rosemary, are you here? Did you hear that, Rosemary? I didn't see her answer you. A beginner caboodle. That would be an excellent. I'm gonna message that to, or you message it to her too. And I'll say, Rosemary, there was a suggestion in my chat that you have a caboodle for beginners. That would be fun, or a sampler. I don't know. Maybe you could do it as a thought. I don't know if she saw that. I'll message that to Rosemary. She might be hearing it in the background, or she may be off caboodling. I got to get to bed, you guys. Thank you so much. I know I dwelt on this, but you're going to hear me dwelling a lot on Inktober. I'll try to do more sketches offline, sketch them out, and maybe color some during the stream so that it doesn't take 3 hours to do a drawing. But you see how I'm approaching it. It's very much, this one is very much color book style. I don't know if I want to do them all in this style. I would like to have maybe just by, I'm not sure. I'd like to have some of them be more less color booky. I don't know how I might accomplish that. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm happy with it, but yeah, I'll message her, Cheryl. Okay, everybody, I got to get to bed because I got to get up at 4 tomorrow. I know exactly what I'm going to do. So have a great weekend. If I don't see you over the weekend, be safe. I hope that Tanya gets her mother all moved safe and sound. I know taking care of elderly parents is not, or elderly relation is not an easy task. It's not easy. It's getting easier. It was not easy for me because even when I was doing it, there was very little caregiver support. The caregiver more now in recent years, there's been more focus on giving support to the caregivers themselves. I did take some time for myself because I needed it, but man, I'll tell you, it can be a job to take care of an elderly parent. So anyway, I wish Tanya the very best. I love her studio cleanup. I hope that she makes some space for herself in there. She needs that studio all to herself, Mary thinks. So have a great weekend, all. Go do some art. Be careful of those gnomes in Fibsville. There might be one taking notice of you. Bye.